Welcome everybody to 48 Talk episode number 71. I am your host, Rich Baldy, as always. Doing me this time is DX, talking to me on the right. On the bottom left is Derek, and Kojimako is joining us, I think.
Hey!
On the bottom right.
Yo! Our first AKB member joined us. Yay!
Yeah. Cannot show her face, or we'll take him down or something.
Yeah, we probably got copyright strike or something like
Lots
that.
of scandals, alright.
Yep.
Alright, so basically, all the news happened on Monday. So we do have a lot to talk about. We're gonna mention, I think, the Nogizaka 46 Tokyo Dome part. We're gonna mention the 50th singles short version of MVs. We're gonna mention the NGT MV that came out with the full version. A little controversy here, there, and then we're gonna end it with our review of this week. It's the documentary No Flower Without Rain. All right, so guys, what do you want to talk about first?
Let's go with the videos, I would say. The coupling songs.
Yeah, all right. Well, shoot.
Well, gonna save a certain song for Derek, because he probably wants to talk about it a lot. But I really like the new subunit song with the 7 seconds. Yeah, I really liked it. It's a bit, it is really idolish, and it helps that.
Which one is that?
The new subunit one.
Yeah, what's the name of
Koyama.
Oh, with Mahardika and most of 15 gen and 14 gen.
Yabuki Nako. Yabuki Nako.
Yeah.
That's the canon member, pretty much. I really like the song. It was really idolish, a bit cute, I would say. So I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it quite a bit, actually.
Okay. Yeah, you know what I really thought about was cool about that was the fact that I've been watching Nimosu because I'm Ameagari Subs. They've been whoever's doing that is on point when it comes to releasing. And they just released that whole 15 gen camping trip, like it's all in its entirety, and to watch the 15 gen just bond like they were and stuff was pretty awesome. So watching that MV, it was like kind of like a tribute to that. I thought it was pretty cool.
It was
I agree with you. It didn't do anything for me musically, but I appreciated the video.
Exactly.
And happy to see Komi in her place, man. Go Komi.
Yep. Oh, God. So happy she made center for that song. So.
Yeah, basically the songs are very it's a very idol-like song, I would say.
Yeah, very much.
And I like the way they are dressed. You know, the outfits are very white. It's very Southern American style. You know, all this what do you call that? Like Huckleberry Finn style.
Gothic Southern Gothic, perhaps something like that.
Maybe. I think Seichan looks amazing, even though she's in the back in there. The funny thing is though, and she mentioned, I believe, on Kimi Dare, Fukuoka Sena, that Mayu handpicked that Senbatsu group for that song. Yeah. She made that unit. And I just find it funny when Fukuoka says like, "Oh, Mayu picked handpicked all the members." He was like, "Yatta!" Very happy. But if you look at the members, that's why Yabuki Nako is in it. I think there's something special in place with Mayu, with all members in that group. But the song is very nice, and I really hope this unit sticks with new songs later.
Exactly.
Yeah, here's something too to ask you guys. You know, it does make me wonder, and I'm not sure if we'll ever know the answer to this question, but was Mayu really close with these members? You know, I mean, what do you guys think any of those particular members she was? I mean, maybe Yabuki Nako, but I don't know.
All right, with Fukuoka Sena as Team B, so there should be everything in there. And Kuro Narumi, well, we mentioned it with the concert. She had that ridiculous big sign with all the text about Mayu. So that's also a thing. Well, you both know about Yabuki Nako. Kawamoto Saya, I think she was picked by Team 4, of course, with the draft, but
no, B.
No, she was B. Yeah, okay. And then with the other shuffle, she was moved to 4.
Thanks, Kojimako.
And Komiyama Haruka, I think they have a connection. I believe that they had certain interactions. Of course, with the request hour, they made a joke of being the new partner of Yukirin.
That's right. That's right. She did. I totally didn't even think of that.
Taniguchi Megu, I don't know Anti specifically, to be honest. But I guess there's something for everything. Maybe it's like these are the future aces. He has the feeling. So that's why this Senbatsu unit was made. It's interesting though.
I could see that. I just brought it up because I just thought it was again, we just Mayu, despite definitely toning down the cyborg image all these past several years, and trying to do more of the idol thing, and she did it. But you just still didn't get that sense that she was maybe as beloved openly as maybe we saw. But I could be totally off on it because I know how many girls said, you know, I became an idol because of you. So that's really flattering. The post Mayu concert, there was some radio show or something they were doing, and I remember seeing all the girls come out and say what they thought of Mayu, and so many of them was like, Mayu is everything.
You mean the showroom backstage?
The showroom, yeah, sorry, the showroom, yeah. And that was really, really, really cool. Oh, just really quick, super one-off. I'm sorry, I just have to put in. I talked to Kuka on showroom. I was very happy.
Awesome.
Yeah, awesome. I was like, greetings from LA. She's like, greetings from. Oh, hello. and then I'm like, you're my Oshi and STU, and she's like, oh, thank you. And then I disappeared. Sorry. Side note. My apologies.
It's fine. Again, Mayu is the one we know the least about without seeing her on screen.
Yeah, that's exactly my point.
Her private life is very secretive. Recently, we heard on the AK Bingo she was. Oh, was it Kura no Narumi that she's hanging out with? Like a special. What was it again? It was like a special party that you eat cakes or something.
Could be.
It was with Mayu. It was with Sashi, and then someone else. Something, and then you eat like a certain type of cake, and you talk about cakes, carrot cakes maybe or something.
Maybe.
Can't remember. It wasn't AK Bingo though, and they were talking. Oh man, this girl is very powerful. She's hanging out with Sashi and Mayu.
I don't know actually. I have to rewatch that. I would say.
Nevertheless, very cool. Very cool that we hear that.
Yeah, but that's a private thing, and again, Mayu is very close book on that cover. So.
Yep.
Very much.
Anyway, about the singles. We got a little bit off track there. I'll go with the next one. I know which one Derek wants to talk about, so I'll save that one.
Yep.
So I listened to the STU48, and it's solid. It's definitely better than their first official single.
Yeah. That's Satoshi Koe. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
First.
Omae just said Yokata is pretty good. It's definitely a good solid song they can use in their performances. And which they did with their tour they're doing right now. That's very interesting though. Even though the boat is still not nearly finished, they're now doing the tours they were meant to do. And so I watched the performance a little bit, and it looks interesting. It's definitely, it feels like a theater stage. It's a moving theater stage. And Derek, you mentioned that certain AKB groups or units or whatever should move on to different locations and do that. So STU is basically doing that.
Thanks, IKS. You can take my idea and take credit. I don't know. So it's all good. We know you watch our show, so it's all good. I'm sorry. Go ahead, please.
I just want to say, with the performance, I really laughed with the part Okada Nana was reading a letter, and she had to do it like an S type. She had to be like a little bit sadist type.
Oh, right.
And after she said it, Yumiko was just jumping for joy and just excited, like, "Oh my god, that was so amazing!" It's just, the feeling. And then she had to do one. It didn't quite go over, but it's fun to see that Yumiko is having a very close relationship with Nachan, and we'll get to it later, but there's a certain documentary where that is happening before. So I'm seeing a pattern where that happens a lot. That you have the senpai and then the kohai relationship getting very, very close.
Oh.
As it should. It should. I mean, Nachan, I guess, she's there for a reason to show these girls what's up. She's obviously so majime that she would be a perfect fit for a new group, any group that AKB decides to form. And happy they gave her STU in that regard. I just feel at the same time STU needs to find their identity. So my question to you is, do you think with this new song, have they?
Not yet.
Not yet. See, that was my problem too, because I listened to it, and while yes, definitely way better than the first one, also something that passed in and out for me. It wasn't.
We're getting there. I think you said you went to a showroom with Kuka, and I'm watching Yumiko because of the Nachan connection. So that's at least 2 members.
Yeah, no. I mean, we'll learn more. I'm sure we will. The STU documentary coming up is going to make a huge difference too. Yeah, we're.
Wow.
Okay then. I think he froze.
Yeah.
I know we're maybe talking about Kea maybe later, but you're already going for the colors.
It wouldn't be a show with him without there being some kind of technical difficulty.
Yeah.
Holy crap, that's amazing.
Today's great.
There we go. There is Coach. Oh no, there's Yayo. And he's dancing. Okay, we're good. We're back to normal. Good.
Yep.
We have a dancing Yayo.
If you can call that normal.
Technically speaking, it's normal. Yeah. Technically speaking, yeah.
But anyway, the STU song it's better than the first song, and gradually we're getting into STU. It's not as fast as the other groups that we're used to. I think there will be one moment, and same is going to be a TV show. They'll have their breakout moments. Right now, they're getting there slowly.
It's just weird though, because like NGT had their breakout moment like boom like that,
Exactly.
and then
Immediately.
and then STU it's like who like it's so frustrating because STU's they should have had it by now, but they haven't, so it's really peeving me off, and because I want them to succeed. I actually am now growing fonder of STU. When I first heard it, I thought it was like worst idea ever, but now it's like okay, I just want them to succeed. I like Kuka. I just want her to have a chance.
It's getting there. All right. Which one do you want to pick?
The Team 8.
Go for it.
Of course. Why? Did we even have to ask?
Because Team 8 always has this like they have this one specific tone that they actually follow. I think there's like slow to fast beat, like like Yeonjunana, but like Yeonjunana is like straight fast.
Yeah.
But like with this, it's like slow then fast, and like they keep pushing Yuyu, even though the one that deserves it more is Kurano. So that's that's my rant. And Kurano Narumi is getting
Yeah, but I think I think the reason they push Yuyu so much is she sells a crap ton of handshake tickets. It's not even funny. Of all Team 8 members, she sells the most. So
she's very high on the list.
She's
also
insane, yeah.
but the thing is too, like all Team 8 members sells a lot of tickets, except like Yuyu has like every like normal member, but like each time like a Team 8 is in a handshake day, like they said that this day they're gonna sell a lot of tickets. Like each member of Team 8 is like
that's true, yeah, true. But last time I checked at the statistics, I'm going to pick them. I'm going to involve those in again. Last time I checked, Yuyu sold about 28 or 30 slots in total already. So
impressive.
She's quite the monster, handshake sales wise. So
I do find it funny. By the way, the song title is called Ikuru Koto ni Nekyo wo, and I love the fact when the song starts, it gets upbeat, but then you hear a guitar riff, and you just see a slow look of Oguri Yui. It's like, yeah, I'm the center for this song. Yeah.
Yep. Oh man.
But it's a nice, fun beat song. Classical classmates.
It's teammates. It's Team 8, man.
It's definitely
Team 8, yeah.
I would love to hear this song definitely at an event, at a concert. I think this one will actually make it to request hour. Just because only of the song style, so...
Wait.
Okay.
Is it actually part of the cutoff, though? Because I think the Mayu single has the thing, though. Like, anything before 58th single, or is it actually included in the 58th single?
It depends. It's not on sale yet, right?
No.
So then it's too late. The cutoff is, I believe, November. So it's already been cut off. So then we have to wait 2 years. Basically a year and a month.
I doubt it's going to make because now then.
Yeah. But I like that song. It's pretty good. Again, there's not really a bad song on this single. I would say.
Not really, I would say.
I don't know. I it's not that I disagree because I can see where you're coming with that. I just more of the same, I guess, for me when I heard some of their stuff. Just again coming from a musical standpoint, it's very formulaic. I think just like what Yayo said. Teammate has a formula, although it works for Teammate though. I have to be honest. But I would say like STU for example. I was kind of hoping that they would come out of like left field with something that's really like just different, and just give these groups a little bit more of their own identities, if you will. Although what I think was more interesting in this case was like some of these units, like the Comey unit. It was just interesting the lineups. I think that was almost more interesting than the song, but in and of itself, when you say that it shouldn't be that. It should be the song should be the most interesting part, or at least the MV should be super artsy, or ideally both MV plus song equals bliss. And if you have the unit being really particularly exceptional, that's a formula for a winning recipe of a song you're going to hear over and over again and never forget. I'd say these songs, they're not, I don't want to say they're forgettable because that's too harsh, but I would say that they're just there.
They're coupling songs. Every single has those. They're not bad songs, but they feel like coupling songs. They feel like a write-off, because the main song or the best songs get picked for main singles, so they sell more. If Akimoto writes a few and he's like, I think this really is more of my effort, then he saves that one for a single. And then he writes a few quick ones, like, oh, just I'll use this word, this word, this word. Then the persons who make like the compose the music, it's like, okay, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and then here we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
You got a really good point there, and I totally agree. My counterpoint to that is that, first of all, like if you're an idol in AKB and you have a chance to be in any song, doesn't matter if it's a coupling or an acoustic song they record on an 8-track, you're going to be excited because your voice is getting heard. You're not just some member in the background. So that also I think is probably one of the big purposes for coupling songs, is to give some of the other girls perhaps a chance to shine. That's all well and good. But I guess from a musician standpoint, like anytime I wrote songs, they were, never, ever, ever I consider them one-off write-offs, but and also too, I think over this past year particularly, we've seen a few coupling songs that were better than the A sides. And I mean, like Tenmatsu Pheromone, for example, is just, it's genius. And there's a song that I'm going to talk about in this that's also freaking genius. And I think like it makes me really wish in a way, instead of just releasing one single, they would take these coupling songs and give them their own identities and really beef them up and take a lot of time. If you're going to release in batches, make every song count, make every note count. And the reason why I say that is because you already have a catalog of over like 1,000 freaking songs. I don't think we need more just meh songs. We need bona fide, straight to your heart and kill you songs.
I think,
and we're not getting that.
I think the biggest difference with that is if I look at Keiya Kizaka's side, every time they release a single, but they started, to be honest, compared to a 50th single and a 5th single, of course, every time a song is being written, there is effort, but you can definitely tell sometimes that there's more effort certain in this type of song, or there's more effort in this type. And a lot of them still, they get written and they get performed, but I don't feel the same passion as like the main song or like a So Thank You song. Every year we're talking about, oh, So Thank You song is higher rated because the passion is more in there because of the fans, because fans voted this senbatsu and the song gets created because of what type of senbatsu it is. So there's more effort put in that song compared to the rest of the year. On the other hand, on Keiya's side, since they're new, like you have the hiragana side, they get put effort in more of the songs. They want to get more well-known out there, so they have more unique style songs. So they're still not a similar song, I would say, on the Keiya Kizaka side, or like copy or cookie cutter song compared to AKB48 side. But again, you said there are like now almost 1,500 songs in AKB48 in their 12-year, almost 13 years tenure.
Yeah, I mean that's more songs than I think like American rock groups that have been out for 60 years, 50 years have put out, and that's only in 10 years or 12 years or whatever. So here's the thing, like my whole point, like, and you bring up Kaya, that's great. Like when I think about like Eccentric, that was a B-side that is an A-side. That's an A-side. That song is ridiculous. And they keep doing it. They keep putting out ridiculous songs. And I'm thinking to myself, AKB, yes, you have all these songs and you're just trying to give a lot of girls a chance to shine. And I do respect that point about coupling songs. But why not, with the billion-dollar budget you have, hire some people to actually write good songs and take a long time to do it, or you know, at least put a little bit more of a hook in these songs? Because like you talk about like hashtag Sukinanda, you know, this year's Senkyo song, good song, okay, actually it's starting to grow on me a lot more. I'm actually enjoying the, you know, hashtag Sukinanda, like it's good, it's catchy, but is it like life-changing? Like, is it classic? No. It'll probably never be played. You know, maybe every once in a while. I don't know. I gotta be honest. I don't think it's well, okay, compared to what NGT's single is, it doesn't even know what
I think this is more of a personal note.
Yeah,
since around since around the time the song came out, and in the music video you first see like a giant plane landing. And I was going for Japan for the first time, so that's why I'm comparing it. And
that's
then
cool,
I'm thinking about it, and you know, just the chime, it starts first, and then you hear like the trumpets, and then you hear them saying this, you know, that gets really feeling. And you see the powerhouse of Senbatsu in there. You see like all, yeah, they're all aces, you would say.
I think you just defeated me with your comment. Okay.
No. Again, it's a personal note.
That's a good point. When you said the trumpets, because to me with AKBs, a lot of their classic songs have the trumpets. Which, by the way, I hate brass instrument songs. I don't like anything to deal with that. But I mean, I do, but I don't. But when I hear with AKB, it's like instant love. You know. So that's a good point.
Koitsuru, Fortune Cookie, Give Me 5.
Oh, they all have. I know. That's my point, though. Like they actually are such well-written songs. They made me like a style of music I never really got into in my life, and I love it now beyond words. So that's my point. You know, it's just, I don't know.
Mako is coming real close on the screen for some reason.
Yeah.
I just get a little upset, I think.
Mako?
What's up?
Good
Okay.
stuff, though. Good stuff.
All right. Let's go to then the song you want to talk about, Derek.
Yeah. Go for it.
Wait,
Well,
so
okay.
we're not
Please, go ahead.
we're not doing the one with the comic thing?
We are.
First?
We are, but it's time for Derek to talk. Or Derek, do you want to stay till the end?
I'll stay last. You know, I'm humble like that. Go
Okay,
ahead.
before we go to the comic one, I'm a little peeved that this one is only on the theater edition, doesn't get a MV, but to be honest, it's a special vocal senbatsu from Yosugai no Story. Yosugai no Story, I think. Anyway, I have no clue what the song is. I haven't found it. I haven't seen anything. I haven't heard a short version. I want to hear it. I definitely want to hear it because the senbatsu is crazy. So yeah, what's the team for the vocal senbatsu is Yokoyama Yui, Tano Yuka, Minagishi Minami, Kashiwaki Yuki, Okada Nana, Takaya Nagai Akane, Yamamoto Saiga, and Shiroma Miru. These are all beasts with their voice. This is just going to be insane when you hear all those members sing. So I think this is going to be what you said, Derek, the surprising song on the whole single. But sadly, it's the theater edition, and I don't know if I can get that one or.
Doubt it.
Yeah, kind of bummed by that because I was hoping we could have heard something, but I know that's going to be fun. Is it straight a cappella? I mean, is it any type of music with it? Do you know?
No clue at
I
all.
have no idea. I know the members, and that's it.
The lineup's good. The lineup's good, so it'll probably be good no matter what. But it'll be interesting to see how they approach the style musically. So,
all right.
Very curious.
Then we go to Gino ZX's favorite one on the all parts. It's Hote. Am I saying that right? Hote or Hotei? I think Hotei. Sokudo to Yuetsukan by a under 17-year-olds, because all the other members are turning 19 or 20 nowadays.
Yep.
So they made it 17 now. This one is a lot of fun. I say the MV is like a whole comic style, and they all like are daydreaming or having like ideas what comics they use, superhero style or just monsters, anything.
Or even a train conductor or something like that.
Yeah. That's just a train. It's a very upbeat, fun song. Again, this one will be ideal for concerts, just to pump up the crowd during. Again, solid song in my point.
Really liked it. I watched the video a couple of times and I was just straight out laughing actually. So really liked it, especially the train part. But that's just me.
Anyone else?
It was okay. It didn't affect me as much as I think it did you guys, but it was all right. I can't say anything bad about it. It was good. I liked it.
What do you think of the lineup with the members?
I mean, it's one of those lineups that, again, I think the lineup is better than the song in a way.
I think it's funny that Ameagari Yui has 2 center positions on one single.
Yeah.
I mean, it does kind of feel like Yui is getting this is like the push of pushes now, because I wonder if some people in AKS see her as the Mayu replacement. I don't know. We've heard rumblings. We've heard some ideas behind that. What do you guys think?
Muramoto nickname was, or I don't know if that's Ameagari Yui's nickname, an idol that comes once every 20,000 years.
Yeah.
Once every 2,000. Every 2,000.
Oh, 2,000 or 20,000?
2,000.
I would say 20,000 would be better.
I wonder what he's basing that on. I mean, other than his personal feelings for her, because she is gorgeous, but I don't think she has much more to her that I could really get behind. Unfortunately,
she doesn't have any character, I would say.
She has character. She's quiet. That's the thing.
Yeah.
If you put her in a lineup and you have to just if she would be solo, she would bomb. She needs to have a sidekick, and you see every time she's on screen, there's always a teammate member or like a variety style member on her side, so she can shine. While the other variety member makes a fool out of herself in the way that a variety member should go.
Good point. Yayo, what do you think? I mean, this is teammate world. What are your feelings on Yui?
I think Kurano deserves more than Yui.
Ooh. Let the protest begin. Why?
Yeah, Kurano always gets a higher rank in Senkyo, and she doesn't get things.
She doesn't get anything. I know.
She doesn't get noticed as much as Yui. I'm like, what? Kurano deserves it. People keep using the Kumamoto relief funds,
Well, she did get an Instagram now, so
yeah.
Oh, that could help. That help. That's all. So we could see a little bit of the private world, and it's inviting. That's good to know. A little side story. My very close friend in Japan, he's a events planner, and he worked with Teammate directly to promote. What are they with? Toyota, Honda.
Toyota.
Yeah, Toyota.
They did a car exhibition. He took me to the stage where last time I was in Japan, he took me to the stage where Teammate was doing. He set it up, and he said afterwards. He said that the girl with the mole on her face, the big mole, he said that she was absolutely the best person, just very polite, very respectful, really stuck out to him more than a lot of them. So I always wanted to tell you that, but I totally had forgotten. But so it does kind of back up what you're saying. Maybe she does deserve a little bit more, because he worked with them directly and was telling me all about them. And of course, he's like, that Yui is pretty attractive, because he's a dude. but he said Kurano was very, very, very pleasant. Go ahead.
You know what's funny, actually? Yui, Kurano, and Yamada Nanami were beside I think during the sign event when I don't know which it was, but I think it was Airi. But I saw all these 3 people, the big names. I was just looking while waiting. I'm like, these 3 are amazing. I'm like, why the heck is there 3 teammate members right there? And they're all big names too. I'm like, what the freak? It was Nagisa, Yui, and Kurano. I'm like,
wow.
The big 3 of teammate. I just saw them just down there. I'm like, Why the heck am I not lined up to these people?
Yeah, that's your life though. That's like that stuff happens to you all the time. It seems.
No, cause like if I lined up to them, I'm like I wouldn't make my second slot. I'm like, cause the line is like super long and like they even like cut off people. I'm like, yeah, no.
Wow.
Oh, speaking of cut off, Mako, when I had to do a sign kai for Mako, they're like, oh, it's closed now. I'm like, crap. All because of I went to Nachan's lane first. Cause I'm like, oh. And that was my biggest mistake too. Like,
oh, big mistake to go to Okada Nana. So man.
Yeah.
Oh, Wait, let me finish. Let me finish, dang it. Like, people in Japan doesn't care in the first slot. That's why, like, Okada Nana's lane was, like, dead in the morning. I'm like, oh my god! Then I just went there, like, I used all my first slot tickets and, like, I had to compromise with Murayama Yuri. I'm like, no! I want Mako!
Such a compromise.
Had to compromise. Oh my god, Murayama Yuri.
Yuri,
man.
Geez, what's wrong with me? This is the hard life and times of poor Yayo, who gets to go to Hansik events and meet his idols.
I know! Hard times, man!
Hard times!
This is my Oshi and I get lower tier. Just kidding.
What are you talking about? Yayo, you have like 45 pictures of Coach Mako. Come on.
I know, but still, Kami through Oshi, you know, like the Kami level and an
If
Oshi
Murayama Yuri would enter the Sosenkyo, she would make Senbatsu immediately.
I know,
Yeah.
I know.
Oh man, no, Murayama Yuri is sacred.
Yep.
I would still vote
goddess.
for her though. I would vote for her.
I would vote for her too.
I think a lot of people would.
Yeah.
That's the thing. That's why she doesn't participate.
Could that be the dark horse we're looking at this year? What if she's like, ladies, what's up? I'm here.
Oh,
Boom!
No.
Destroys them all.
If she does that, I think I think Jurina would have be like, uh-oh.
No, this is Jurina's reaction when she hears that. Oh, come on!
Yeah.
Come on! Like,
She's gonna have
so bad.
She's gonna have 2 more contenders because of Ogino and now Yuri.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Ogi after NJT's single, which is whatever, we'll talk about it. But I think after that, plus Ogi just being Ogi, Jurina's got a massive contender there. The more I think about it, I think by now in Sosenkyo time, there's gonna be enough time packed in for Ogi to like rise to goddess status. And then if Murayama, if she enters,
it depends on Saine as well. What Saine is going to do.
Oh, well, okay. If she enters, she's gonna win. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Saine will crush everyone because she's probably the most deserving next to Jurina, in my opinion,
but
for
does
the title.
she want to win it like that? That's the also the
Personally.
thing. Now, if I have to compare for Yeo and DX in wrestling terms, you remember the Royal Rumble from WWE in 2016?
Oh yeah.
So you had Roman Reigns. Let's say Roman Reigns is Jurina for one moment, and out comes number 2, and it's
That's a bad example.
Why?
But okay.
Why is that a bad example? Oh, because Roman Reigns hated?
Roman sucks.
Yeah. I'm not saying his abilities. It's true. Roman Reigns sucks. But I'm comparing it to who came out.
Yeah.
So AJ Styles, like one of the best wrestlers in the world.
I see what you're saying.
But the Royal Rumble, you know what the Royal Rumble is, right, Derek?
Oh my god, I lived and loved it my whole life. Which, by the way, as a total aside, I just have to say this. Tell me you watched the Ric Flair documentary.
Yeah.
The 30 for 30, the Sports Center.
Oh, not the
that
new
just
one.
came out.
Not the new one.
Oh,
not yet.
Okay, Robin, you of all people,
I should.
like, because they were talking about, like, no, dude, like, it's tear-jerkingly beautiful and heartbreaking, and at the same time, it's kind of reminiscent of what we're doing because competition and everything. But anyways, I love the Royal Rumble. Anyways, continue. Sorry.
We got really off track there. But yeah, so contenders for Sosenkyo again is then Okuri Yui, if Saine performs and if Murayama Yuri comes as well. Derek, we have one more song for the 50th single. Go, go, go.
Okay, so here's the thing. How do I put it? I want to see the full version, obviously, because the little minute plus snippet we got of the Dance Senbatsu song was really ridiculously amazing. It's my pick so far for, I think, 4th best song of the year, only because, and it would have been probably 3rd or even, well, no, not 2nd, but 3rd. But the problem I had with it was at the beginning, the stuttering. When they did the dun 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 dun, I was like, oh, this is stupid. At first I thought that, but when that chorus kicks in, it's like instant goosebumps, and because the chorus is great. But then let's talk about what's really the important thing here. 2 things. 3 things. 1, Tano-chan's not in it. However, we were all complaining for no reason. Tano-chan could have been in it, but she had another commitment that was more important to her. So that was Tano-chan's choice, not management's choice. It was nice to know that management thought of her. So kudos to AKS for not forgetting the fact that she's the best dancer in AKB, in my opinion. So good for her. 2nd, can we just say K-pop? Jurina, Mikiko, oh my God, did she look hot. All of the girls totally did the K-pop thing, but here's the thing, they did it right. I've always been fearful that AKB would foray into the K-pop universe and never come back. But if you occasionally dip into the K-pop universe, that's okay, because it was still Japanese. The music was still very not American K-pop style, because K-pop basically, in my opinion, rips off American style. Like, well, I don't say rips off. They basically have American producers. They have American people basically taking, four on the floor beats and turning them into these crazy K-pop songs. But the style, the appearance of the girls in K-pop MVs, it's all American. It's 100% American. But K-pop has something unique in that their makeup, the way they do their hair and stuff like that, is very uniquely K-pop. And this song is like, it's like whoever wrote the song spent a lot of time in Korea right before they wrote the song, was like, I'm going to give a tribute to these awesome girls in K-pop. I love K-pop, so I'm not bashing it by any means. Those girls are, they're hot. Like, hotter than hot.
Yeah. But the girls are like an LA girls type, I would say.
I would say no. I live in LA. That's 100% not true. But I would say I get where you're coming from. They have a model-esque approach to their look, maybe like more like dance hot. But that's the 3rd point, is like, this song is the direction I kind of want AKB to go, but not too much, because I like K-pop, but I like K-pop to stay in Korea. I like Japanese J-pop to sound like J-pop, but with influences, because that's just my own personal taste. I like dance songs. I like songs that have a good beat, but this chorus, surprisingly, wasn't so EDM as it was like straight up just power anthem. It was just like, it pumps in really well. The video is also something to really discuss here, because all the girls, of course, look hot. I liked the striking red that comes out. The red is just in your face. Yayo looks like he could be in it right now with his red shirt. Very cool. And he can dance like Trina, so maybe he should. But the thing is exactly. But there was a moment right when the video faded out where Trina was like down on her knees and like doing this thing, and she like lifted the
I love that.
Oh man.
And it's like little things like that, and also Jirina's like really intimate moments with some of the girls, and Fujita Nana looking just ridiculous, also doing her whole intimate thing, because we know how much Fujita likes girls.
How much Fujita likes Jirina, so that's
how much she likes Jirina. This could not have been a better lineup. And this could have been a better indication of where AKB could go if they just extend their imagination and their creativity. It's okay to borrow from other cultures and from other types of music, as long as you pay tribute to it and you don't overdo it. This had a good balance. I'd like to hear the rest of the song, but I don't know, man. It was solid, man. Solid A. And that's just the short version. I can't wait to hear the long version. Do you guys like it, or no?
Nope.
Oh.
By the way, people in the comments, me and Robin are really cool with each other. We don't hate each other. We never have any disagreements that are like serious. We just sometimes have very differing opinions, but we also bounce back from those. So please don't think we hate each other. Somebody said that. I'm like, no, I flew to Netherlands because that's how much I like Robin, so it's cool.
Speaking of that,
go ahead.
Okay.
Okay.
So indeed, the stuttering, it really takes me out of it. I don't like it. I don't like the lighting in the music video. Have you ever heard of the game Mirror's Edge?
Yeah.
It really reminds me of Mirror Edge, and it's very white and city, and then you're a parkour lady who goes jumping from buildings and buildings. But yeah, it really reminds me of Mirror's Edge, and it's not that's a bad thing, but the look on their faces during the stuttering, I really, really dislike it. It really got me in just watching, like, just, waiting till that's over. The movement, though, and that's the main reason of this song, is the movement, the dance senbatsu. That's on point. That's amazing. I would love to see this being performed at concerts and everything, just to see their movement live compared, to the MV style. But again, it's very tongue-in-cheek with the Judy now lifting up and then the close-ups, a little bit, the dance, body hit, sexy, intimidating. Just the song itself, it doesn't it doesn't stick with me. It doesn't feel like it is definitely a dance number. It feels more like the song itself. It's a background noise for in dance battles you always hear some generic song like "Get ready to dance," and then you're like just a beat, so they can move. That's what this song feels like. It's just pure the dance move. Then the song is not important.
To me, and I feel Haruhika's pain in this. Like, I still, despite Tano-chan saying, she had other things, she needed to be in this, because I would have killed to have seen my girl and Haru's girl in that makeup. The makeup made us. I didn't even recognize Makiko for a second. I was like, who is that? Because she looks so good. But here's the thing, that stuttering definitely took me out as well. Like, right away, I'm like, I don't like this. But then again, when that chorus hits in, it blows my face off. But the thing is, the stuttering gets saved in the MV by their looks. I actually really like their looks, how they're like kind of like looking like this, like what's up? Like it saved it for me because it was interesting. I never really saw these girls do that, and also they didn't even look like themselves when they did it. And I thought that's a great way to transform. But I didn't even think about the parkour thing. You're right; they kind of do look like parkour experts with their outfits. Good point.
The look wasn't the problem. The lighting. It's too bright. I don't.
Yeah, because Dorina literally looks like a white crayon. Like she's so like.
Yeah.
She's already super white skin. Like just her tone is so light. But yeah, you're right. That whiteness was like it was almost blindingly too much. However, I kind of also in a way liked the accentuation with the red, because that made the red stand out even more. But that again, it was visually appealing to me on a lot of different levels. But yeah, my main thing was I just liked the fact that it felt very K-pop-ish too, with both the makeup, the song. If they didn't have the stuttering, I think it would have been definitely a contender of the year for Song of the Year.
I think the one who stood out to me, and I'm very happy she's getting her comeback, that she was getting the rise, and then she went a little dark. You didn't see her about her. It's Yamada Nanami. That's
yeah.
She stood out in the video, doing the dance. And I don't know if you watched AKB48 show this week.
I did.
She had the solo, solo.
She had her solo dance part. Well, not definitely solo. She had 4 guys who were...
4 guys, but she was the only member, I would say.
But she was doing, the dancing, cap on, and looking shredded. It's like, that's very good. Just keep going. If that's your character, use that character. Do more of those performances. It looks great.
But the thing with Nanami that I really latched onto when she kind of came into the general our whole over discussion, I think in the international Woda community, was her whole hand thing. Because her whole awkwardness with the hands. And I mean, I thought that was very adorable. And also she has this kind of like kind of just real off humor personality. You're right, to see her come back, and I forget she's a hell of a dancer.
Yeah,
and that's awesome, really awesome.
Well, what's her age right now, actually? Because I think age is always a factor, because sometimes we forget they're young girls, like we talked about last week. Nervousness, you're on camera, or you're watching.
Yamada Nanami is 18 years old, as I'm speaking.
Wow, 18. She's only 18?
So that's the thing. She's now 18. And maybe now, that nervousness, this is gone. Her rebellious phase is a little style. Now she finally has fit in and being adult.
Mhm.
Hey, yeah, what do you want to say? Or just scratching?
Yamada Nanami is not in the video of the
Oh.
dance.
Oh.
Excuse me?
No, she's not.
Really? Then who am I talking about in that whole video?
You mean Yokoyama Yui?
Oh yeah, the Yoko-chan.
Yoko-chan.
No. Then I'm talking about. Oh man.
Oh,
Oh,
you
embarrassing.
mean Nakano? Nakano Ikumi?
Maybe.
Nakano Ikumi.
No. I know who Nakano Ikumi is, but yeah, she
I'll
looks
take a
amazing
quick
as
look
well.
at the Senbatsu, just a sec.
No,
I'll take a
I
quick look.
think. Who am I?
We have the dance Senbatsu members are Kato Yuka, Saito Makiko, Nakano Ikumi, Fujita Nana, Matsui Jirina, Motomura Aoi, Yamamoto Sayaka, and Yokoyama Yui Yoko-chan.
Yep, I know who I'm mixing it up with. It's Kato Yuka.
Okay.
Sorry,
Oh,
NMB
okay.
members. Yeah, no.
I thought you were just talking about Yamada Nam. I'm sorry, I didn't know you were connecting that to the dance.
No, but well, she could have been in there, but again, AKB48 show, Yamada Nanami was dancing amazing.
right.
Then who I got confused with
Nakano Ikumi probably.
Kato
Huh?
Yuka
Oh.
is she was wearing the cap one, right? Just the same look what Yamada Nanami had at AKB48 show.
That's why you're getting confused, I think.
Yeah, am I correct?
I don't know actually.
I need to watch the video again.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, you didn't really care for it that much, so that's understandable. It didn't
true.
stay with you.
Well, the thing is, because I went to the NMB concerts, this one I remember. You know, she was wearing a similar thing at the stage, so maybe that's why she's still in my head.
I think the important thing to remember for the Dance Senbatsu song is that, again, it's a standout among all the other songs in the sense that it totally took a different approach, doesn't have the traditional idol feel whatsoever, and on top of that, the members that are in it all dance their butts off. And I would say, Fujita Nana, Jirina and Makiko stood out in that MV like no tomorrow. And I'll say, thank goodness Fujita Nana has stuck around this long to do something like this and to get kind of showcased in the way she did. It's helpful to her, even though I think overall Nana's, probably any day will announce graduation because she's had like almost 2 feet out of AKB and 1 foot in AKB. Like, I mean, she's almost there to like say, okay, I'm done. But it was nice to see this. Maybe this might be the last time we ever see her in a MV, in my opinion. And it was a great way to go. This will be a request hour song for sure. I have a feeling this is definitely a request hour favorite. And it'll be interesting to see the dance and Senbatsu they pick for that if some of these girls graduate or whatever, whenever they get
maybe
picked
even
for
sooner than request hour. Maybe it will be in Kohaku.
Ooh.
Oh, that would be cool.
They
do have a history of that. They do have a history of doing dance songs in Kohaku for like the cool factor and giving you weird members for it. So that would be interesting.
I like last year's with Meru doing the jumping with the shoes, and then the cat sound came out of it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Very interesting.
All right. Well, we spent 40.
Or the gonna jump with Katomina injuring her hand.
Yeah.
Oh,
taking
yeah.
herself out for a few months.
Yeah.
But okay, so we've been talking about the 50th single MVs for almost 48 minutes. That's funny.
48! Woo! 48!
Let's go to NGT48.
Oh, that video, man. Oh, that video.
Okay, so NGT48's second single, full MV, came out on Monday. Like, not even on Monday, I would say. Like right after we uploaded our last week episode, it came out. So we're like, all right, let's watch it. And then, surprise, surprise, I'm like, are those English subtitles?
Yeah. Wow.
Everybody on Twitter broke down. We're like, oh my God, Sony's doing subs! Like, ah!
Yeah. But I was surprised. Like, oh my God, I can follow. Yes. And then we heard, okay, so because I could follow easier, then I could do a better recap. The MV. Basically, we're going to like on top of a hill, somewhere in Niigata, I would say, and it's Ogino Yuka with what's the other girl's name who made it into Senbatsu this year? NGT Kenkyusei.
Honma Hinata!
Yeah. Then Yuka is just yelling she wants to become an idol. You know, what is this color of the sky? You know, is the sky really blue? Because they can't see it because of the ocean. They always have the same view. They're stuck in a little town. Then other members show up and they're just, you know, kind of making fun of Ogi no Yuka with her dream. And they go to Senpai, Yukirin, and Rie, and it's like, you sure you want to be idol? Like, I found it funny that Yukirin said, don't you want to, you know, stay at school, talk about boys? It's like, hey. What I did like though is just it's not all rainbow and butterflies. It's also a dark side. And Rie just said, you know, it's hard work. You need to give up your whole life for it. Really think about it if you want to be. And she's like, okay, wait for me. And then you know, this song starts, and I love the moment the song starts. You get, you know, the premise of the story, and then you follow what the story is about something, and I got goosebumps because it's really about the hardship of an idol or about girls who want to, you know, achieve their dreams, I would say.
Yeah.
And you see the hard work you guys pouring in, and I love the movement in the song itself. It fits it well. So it feels like a it's a bad example, I think, with a Rocky's montage.
Oh,
you know,
right.
little Eye of the Tiger style, but
Yeah.
differently, I would say. But it's very nice, upbeat. It goes very well while you see the hardship, and then everybody joins in. You know, all those references you mentioned. This song is very good hyped. What I didn't like though. So the song itself, great. I love the music style. I love the MV. It's very shot beautifully.
Mhm.
And then it ends, and then you have this part where she's again on the mountaintop, and she's saying that she's ready to give everything up. But then she's like pushed into a fence in the meantime with the other thing, and then you don't see subtitles, but she's saying the same thing as she was in the first part of the sentence.
Mhm.
And she's crying, just, you know, giving this whole speech, and I didn't like that. It's like this over-the-top crying that you don't need. I like when she was on the mountaintop. If they could cut that part out, I would say that would be the perfect MV. But other than that, this is amazing.
Oh, by far. By far. It was basically the road of Ogi no Yuka to become a national idol, I would say. Because she practically is now. So, really loved it. Really loved it a lot.
Yeah.
I'll go last because you know,
Oh, okay.
I understand the references. So
Okay.
All right. Then I'll just say, Robin, I'm actually in agreement with you. If I wanted to critique the MV, there's two critiques I have. One is what you said. The part with her screaming and crying at the end. I think it was necessary. I think we got the point after the song was done. Although it was very emotional, and Ogi did a great job selling it. I also was like, you know, like they could have ended it. I got the point. But that's me being picky. The second thing was when Ogi did her, you know, her throw with the ribbon, which, oh my God, I was like instant tears at that moment. I was kind of hoping instead of just doing it with her fellow members, you know, like, you know, in front of her, they would have like somehow switched, like maybe like the ribbon fell, and when it fell, it like the camera would pan back up and they were in a stadium, and because it kind of, you know, like it would have been like showing you she reached the ascension, because she really the only audience she had was her fellow members. Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, I know. Cause
you know what I'm imagining right now, the way you said it. So you see them throwing it up,
right?
And then instead you just, you know, a quick zoom down so it's blurry, and then when you come back up, they're standing like in a dome or like some
like
area,
and
you see like a lot of fans with light stick going there, and you hear that beat going fast, and then fast camera panning around the dome.
Yeah, like there's that moment in Kiboteki Refrain where, like at the end, like after they do the whole running around and stuff, where the girls walk in and you hear they actually record the fans, whoa, you know, and it's like you're just like, oh my God, this is amazing, and you get that sense as soon as when the girls, after they do the movement in Kiboteki, as soon as they start dancing, it's like, oh, like that energy just rises. When Ogi throws the Sakuratan style, like you know, handkerchief or whatever, or like ribbon, like Sakuratan style, like it's like I felt so much emotion in that moment, because it's like she did it. She cast off the girl and became the idol, and like the completion of that journey would have been her singing to all the fans. So that was my only critique, but it's small critiques. I'd say overall, this is probably one of the greatest MVs I've seen in years. I think the last great MV was Boku Tachiwa Tatakawanai, and this is right next to it. No offense to Love Trip or High Tension or anything. Like I don't think any of those even cut close to this. Obviously, Fukuan beats everything in my opinion. So, but that's the
in 48, we're talking about 48 group. Okay.
We're talking about 48 group. This is the highlight of like the past like several years of my life, because I have watched this MV so many times. I put it on in the background while I'm doing work. Ogi just looks so perfect. She's so beautiful, and her eyes are just so huge and different looking than most Japanese girls I've met. Everything about her works, but what I really love is Yukirin and Ritan sitting there and saying, you know, you ready for this? Like, are you sure? Because check us out. Like, we've been through it. Are you really ready, Ogi? It's not all fun and games. And it's like, they're getting the point across very, not subtly. They're definitely letting you know, look, if you really want to be an idol, are you really ready for that? And it's like, it's everything I love about the idol concept. Girl coming from nothing to becoming something. That's the whole point of the idol world that 99% of the Western world and the outside world do not understand. When you get it, it's like magic. Exactly.
Awesome.
Thank you for showing Ogi. She's so beautiful. I have to meet her. But I would say overall, I gotta be honest, and like Jonathan, NGT Jonathan, me and him talked for probably like 20 minutes about this MV when it came out, and we were like in tears basically, because we were just saying to each other like, this is what AKB needs. This is what has been missing from the AKB48 world. How many times have we talked about this? And for once, like, I get to like sit back and cry and rejoice, not because I'm frustrated. I don't have to cry because AKB's let me down again, but they did it. This song will be a staple of all their future concerts. I guarantee it. If there's something wrong if it isn't, but I'm telling you, when she comes in at the beginning with that acoustic and that singing, how can you not feel that? Every melody note in that, from a musician standpoint, is perfect. There is not one single moment in this song that they deviate musically from where I want them to be. A solid plus when I think about it more and more.
So, funny thing though, I showed this to people who are not into AKB or anything, just compare songs. I showed them this song, and they're like, it's alright. And then I showed them, or let them hear, the first NGT single. And like, oh, this is fun. And they're like, this is great. I think this one is better. I'm like, are you tone deaf or? I was so surprised.
Our commenters, our lovely, beautiful group of people that I talk to every week in the comments, many of them did not like it that much. They were very much like, it's all right. I just want to take them all and shake them. What do you think? I even got into a pretty interesting discussion with one of them in particular about this, how, it is very interesting, the idea of having opinions that are so different from each other. But then again, that's what makes us all beautiful. I love that our fans are so different, Mike, because I learn from them. But I got to be honest, as an idol fan in general, how could you not just deeply fall in love with this? Forget about AKB for a second. This is the... So far, to me, this is like a reference tribute to the old AKB MVs, where we're basically what we're seeing. Idol comes from nothing to become something. That was like the first 20 MVs that AKB put out. But this is like a return to form. It's like #Sukinana was like a return musically to form. This is a return to form with visual styles, storytelling. By the way, thank you, Sony, for the subtitles. You rock, Sony. Thank you. I know you're watching our show and getting ideas, because we did mention you should do that. So, Sony, you can take the credit, but, just keep listening to us. We have great ideas. But here's the thing. Even aside from that, I didn't even need the subtitles to get the point, but it was nice. the song itself, okay, I need a song I can love. Like one of our fans, I think it was Floris, your guys' friend Floris, immediately, what did he do? He went and did a guitar cover. And he actually hit it on point, by the way. So good job, Floris. I would say, like, that's my point. It inspired people right away to get emotional. Me and Jonathan, seriously, I felt like a 14-year-old little girl crying with him. We're sitting there talking in chat, and we're just like, "This is so great! Oh my God! Oh my!" It's like Christ descended from heaven to give us His blessing. Except it was, the angels of AKB that did it. Just freaking perfect. NGT hit a home run for the ages. I don't know. As far as like song of the year, this could be song of the decade in my opinion in the next 10 years if they don't come out with something else. That's how much the song rocks. I don't know. I don't know if they're ever gonna beat this.
Maybe.
I'm calling it. I'm calling it.
I'll think about it at the end of the year. So we do. But one more thing. You said you needed this because the MV was great. What about the Undergirls MV from the Sosenkyo this year? Did you like so much? Where does it scale to that? With Mion in center.
Here's the thing. That was done from an artistic standpoint. It was beautiful. It reminded me of the movie The Cell, which was one of my, favorite movies back in the day. I watched that movie a lot. I feel like the MV for that is just it's a painting. It's a work of art you can admire. But the song didn't go along with it fully. Okay, I like the song, but I couldn't even hum you the chorus. I will hum this chorus for NGT song forever. Na 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 na. Whoa 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 whoa. I mean, I can just do it like instantly. Probably because I've watched it so much this week. But
oh God! Oi. Dude, I don't need another copyright strike, man.
No, but here's my point. Like NGT, they merged the beauty of a great, well-written, well-executed song with a perfect MV as far as the Idol story. If you're an Idol fan, NGT's second single's MV is for you. If you are a fan of just good art done in any medium, the Undergirl song is for you. So I guess it's more about a difference of approach and perspective. But good question.
All right.
Yayo.
Yayo wants to say something?
Yeah, remember he wanted to talk about he has some ideas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
Remember when you were saying like the ribbon throwing?
Yeah.
Remember NGT's first single? They were wearing ribbons.
Yeah.
So like Ogi na Yuka just throws the ribbon like hard.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I get that reference instantly. Like,
thank you, Yayo. I thought it was a
doing a full 180 turn with this, just like,
wow. Awesome.
Maybe.
Good point.
Who knows?
Yeah, like the whole curtain thing, like all the curtain, like they were like I think doing a big tribute to the first single because like, oh, this is our debut. So now I have this ribbon, so I'm gonna throw it away now.
You know what? You know what Gino X was telling me?
Yeah.
Because Kea songs, they all have a storyline, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kea is part of Sony.
Yeah.
NGT is part of Sony. What if they're also doing this with NGT? Every MV, every single has a storyline, has a story involved in this. So he's saying at the end of the video, someone gets pushed, or Oguri Yui. No, come on. Ogino Yuka is getting pushed against the fence. Maybe we see in a future MV the one who pushes her.
Oh, interesting.
I can't read that, Derek. What do you want to say before we do what?
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you done talking? I'll bring it up right after we're done.
Cool.
It's cool.
No, but I think it's a storyline maybe. Well, Gino CX said first to me, but. Maybe. It will be interesting what Yale is saying with all the references of past songs, and so maybe the third single will see someone who pushes her, or we'll see again a connection to the last song.
Because the whole MV, like with the fence thing, like the whole, like the ribbons and like everywhere ribbons. I'm like, that's freaking Seishun Dokei. I'm like, they're trying to tell a story here too. I'm like,
that's interesting.
I like it.
Good catch. Good catch.
I like it if that's Sony's take on it. They needed more storylines, please.
Yeah, more Sony. Hopefully Sony will buy AKB because they're doing a great job with Kea, and now they did this for NGT. Exactly. Go Sony. Awesome.
Derek.
Yeah, okay, no, I was just gonna say before we get into the documentary, we should just quickly burn through the one comment of the week if you want, because I don't think it'll take much time. Unless you don't think we have time, we can do it another time.
I just quickly need to do, because we're now done with the MVs. The quick news about Nogizaka's 46 Tokyo Dome.
Oh
yeah.
The thing is, I was busy at work, so I couldn't watch the live stream audio that some fan was doing in the Tokyo Dome. Plus, I don't think the sound quality was that good. Even though our friend Josh, Mr. Josh Box, watched or listened to it. The setlist looks amazing. A few announcements were a new music rhythm game is coming out from Nogizaka 46. No graduation announcements, thank God.
Phew.
I gotta wait a year till the DVD or Blu-ray comes out.
Oh,
You know what's funny? Everyone was actually waiting for Mayan to announce it.
I'm glad. But apparently, you know, the place was packed. Even on the outside, security people had to just tell people in the Tokyo Dome City Hall, it's like, quiet, don't be so loud. And then they go louder, chants. No.
I would.
Yeah, so I would say the Tokyo Dome was a success for Nogizaka 46, so congratulations to that. I really want to see the documentary that's coming out of it.
Oh yeah.
I want to see the concerts, the 2-day concert. I want to hear the stories. We gotta wait a few years, I think, till that all comes out.
Sadly so.
On that side of the news, and the other news we were talking about was the whole Keikizaka Nagameru controversy, I would say. Okay, the girls are getting popular. Photo books are coming out. She showed, you know, a little preview, and I know Kei is not supposed to be the idol type or different like that type, but who freaking cares? She looks amazing. I think she loved doing it, and we know their personality is very, you know, friendly and bubbly and idol-like. And they're still women, I would say. And if they want to do it, then let them do it. Just like, no, but the image of Kei, like, it doesn't mean like, oh, now they've revealed this. Screw the Kei songs we did in the past. Now we're gonna do like, oh, bubbly AKB48 style songs. No, there's still gonna be the same style songs in there. Just let them do their own work, I would say.
I would say that's just woe to politics, man. People just creating a problem there doesn't need to be one. I just move on. You know what I'm saying? Like these people you're gonna get upset about that, but you're gonna buy every single photo book with these girls and that show like next to nothing they're wearing, and you're gonna have a problem with Neru. Come on.
It's basically gonna be like this. They're like, oh my God, I'm appalled. Like, how can you like? Yeah, the sun and bees. Like, okay, well, that's a pretty good picture, though.
Right? Exactly.
Yeah, right.
Like, who are they kidding? They're all gonna buy it. So, like, why are you complaining? Like,
move on.
Move on.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
I remember, like, when my friend posted the Neru picture. Like, you remember this guy was like, "Oh, I'm a Oshi Neru first, blah blah blah," and everyone just did the laugh emote on it.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a very nice picture though.
Yep.
I know, but still, though, this guy is like, "Ooh, they're not doing this." No, everybody just like says, "Haha, funny."
Stupid. Okay. Yes. Comment of the week. Why don't you go with it, Derek?
Okay, so Doitsu, who we met at the anime convention, he flew or drove to see us. I forget which. You know, from Germany. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He is always a fountain of information, like many of you commentators are. You are all crazy with your comments, and I love it. But he's always really on point with what he says. He actually had a very interesting question for all of us, and I've been racking my brain trying to think of my answer, but I'm curious what you guys will say. He wanted to know, we've talked about people in AKB that we support, but what about somebody in AKB that rubs us the wrong way, that we can't quite get behind? He's not meaning it in a negative way. He's just curious, is there anybody that doesn't really, that's hard for us to support? I'll just go really quick because mine's easy. Because I was like, oh, this is actually easier than I thought. Mine's Renachi. I can't get behind her. I met her. She didn't impress me. She was very like, whatever. And also, I've just never been a fan of hers. Although I do respect her immensely for the Susenkyo she does, and I love that she's trying to give other idols attention. That's cool. But as a person, as an idol in AKB, if she was never elected in the Susenkyo, I wouldn't shed a tear. So that's mine.
Can I counter that, or well, not counter that? Can I give my opinion why that is?
No, again, come on.
She had Gino CX had the same experience with her. Just giving Cole Sora the weird look, like, oh my god, who is this? Maybe because foreign. That's maybe a issue, and also, if you were at high school and you had to put them in a certain group, you would say Katarina would be in the popular makeup, dating the jocks kind of group. She would be in there.
Yeah,
and
totally true.
I personally would be in the geek squad.
Me too.
Playing the games, bring my 3DS, and just we would never connect in real life.
Right.
We would
I'll be the comedic guy though. I'll be the comedian.
Yeah, we know. That's obvious, yeah.
But at work, they would still talk. At school projects, we would still work together, but we would never, on a private level, connect to each other. And I think that's the thing with Katarina.
That's you said it perfectly. That's exactly how I feel about her. She's one of the popular girls that made my life a living HE double hockey sticks in high school. So probably could never connect with her. Anyways, that's good. What about you guys? What are your ones?
It's not that I don't really like her per se, but I still can't really get behind Yui, I would say. Despite
okay.
Getting mega push you have, because I haven't met her in real life yet. I haven't gone to a handshake yet, but besides the whole little sister character, she doesn't have much outside of that, I would say. So that's really tough for me to get behind because of a certain thing she does, or something like that, So I'm really having a hard time getting behind her, but hopefully she stands out at some point in time, and then I can support her. But for now, she's just there for me,
Good point.
Yeah.
You?
I think for me it's Hana-chan. Like I can't get behind Hana-chan at all. Like
really,
I like Hana-chan, but like all the push she's getting is like, why? You have like so many greater members too. But it's not like that though. Like I understand why she's popular and stuff, but like I can't like get behind like how she's pushed. But I still like her. Don't get me wrong. Like I'm afraid. Like I'm into the fandom so deep now. It's like, okay, so if I were ever to handpick someone, it's gonna be Hana-chan, yeah. Cause like that push, like you have Harupi, like Nakomiku, and like the 4th gen. I'm like, what the freak? You keep pushing Hana-chan. I'm like even my friends, like they're like hate her. Like every time I say Hana-chan and tease them, they're like, who you? Like who you? Like they hate Hana-chan. Like I think most of my friend HKT side, because they like HKT. They're like, why is Hana-chan always Hana-chan? Hana-chan. So
yeah. You could have Boss. You could have Harupi. Vivian, in my opinion, is the one that should get it because Vivian is the most ganky, most craziest member they have next to Murashige. But Murashige is not gonna get it. But Boss for sure. To me, it's like if you take Sakura-tan out of the picture, those are the ones you have. I wouldn't even think of Hana-chan. No, nothing against her. I think we all kind of get behind her because Goto-san got behind her during Otakake a lot, and Hana-chan. Yeah. But it's like. But overall, if you look at the actual members and their personalities and who appeals, it's Boss all the way. It's Boss, it's Vivian, Moriyasu, Madoka, you can even throw her in.
Maria. Maria.
Oh, okay. Maria, I'm sorry. I hate to say it. As young as she is, that girl, she should be on top of the world. That girl is so ganky and so much fun. And live, you cannot take your eyes off this girl as her dancing is so on point. And she's like so crazy dancing because she's so small. She really stands out. It was a genius move to take her in HKT. But yeah, I agree with you. Hana, it's like, you're cool. When I met her, I didn't even know who she was. Like out of the 3 girls, I was like, oh shoot, like I've got your shirt here and I don't even know you. And then I felt seriously, I felt so dumb. But then when I met her, she was, she was nice, but nothing too sticks out. Robin.
So this is a difficult question, I think.
Very difficult.
Are we talking about... The thing is, so there are a lot of members I don't even know, and that's all. A lot of them, they don't appeal to me, because if they appeal to me, I would know who they are. Speaking of which, the ones that always rubs me the wrong way for some reason, that always has like, why are you there, or I would rather not see you in the group, or if you weren't in the group, I wouldn't be too mad, too upset. And that is, for me, it's Mukaichi Mion.
Mion.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, no, I mentioned it on the show a few times, and again, no hate. There's no hate on that side. The thing is, she tries too hard, but without passion, without any intensity, and it's very rough for me to every time she's on screen. She always has that standard smile, and she can be funny at times, and she can be very lovable at times. But again, the push we are going to mention, she was in one of the worst songs of all time, I would say. Center position of it, and yeah, it's like I really. I don't feel the connection. I'm like, oh great, Mukaichi Mion is on screen. That I would say. It's not like, oh well, this show is saved. Mukaichi Mion is on the show. I never have that feeling with her. It's like, okay, she's there.
I just can't. I can't get out of my head. Freaking Haru calling her blobfish.
Oh wow!
It's so wrong. I know it's so funny though. I can't help it, but she called her blobfish Mion because she does her face, But I don't know. I don't want to harass her. But I would say like this. I totally agree with you. Sabasawa and I like pretty much put the nail in the coffin with her.
I have the same feeling as Nakai from SMAP, or formerly SMAP,
right.
was saying when at the show of Utage. Mion was saying to him like, it's been a long while, and he's like, did we met? And they met on SMAP Bistro when she was like a little child, and they had like perform like a beautiful arts to them. So she was before AKB, she met SMAP, and then she met Nakai again, and he was like, oh, Mion's like, that's definitely a lie. Yeah, you're so bland, I don't know you. And so I get that feeling. Again, I hope Mion... maybe I get a connection with Mion, but right now it's like, I don't care.
Robin, you know what? If you watch the Nemosu on Ameagari Subs, and you watch the 15 Gen
I did.
Camping trip, I felt a little bit more closer to her actually there, because she was adorable in that, and she seems like she has really good intentions, and I like that. So it did make me like her a little bit more, but it's not enough to get behind her.
But there was also Taniguchi Megu, there was also Komiya Mahardika, there was also Fukuoka Sena, who already...
Sena especially.
Yeah, just going back...
Komi.
During the whole camping trip, when they had the little fishes or the crabs, they were running, and you see just Fukuoka Sena was like, just standing there, funny as hell. And you see Mion just going, it's like, that's so fake.
I see your point.
I laughed when Megu was, using the hammer and the tent going like,
I think the big problem with Mion in that sense is I think she's been in the entertainment business too long.
Yeah.
She's been in since a kid. So maybe she just knows how to be a little too fake. And I think that's where you're not getting that connect. So I totally hear you. And also too, just as an aside, thank you for bringing up Komi. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen when she came out as the fire goddess, and she was like basically being like total S to everyone.
Bow to me.
Bow to me.
Oh, that's second generation Akimoto Sayaka,
yeah. No, but that's the difference.
That's the point, right? Yeah, that's the difference.
With Mion, hard worker, puts in the effort.
Sure.
Not the passion and not the intensity is coming across over to me. I don't know by others, but it feels like that. So that's why I feel Mukamichi is like, they couldn't care. No connection.
When you care, and you compare like Mion to Ogi, Mion's been in the entertainment business X amount of years. Ogi's like ascending, and it's like Mion is just sort of like she's a product of the entertainment world. So I think in that sense, if I'm right on that, like
Yui has innocence.
Yui has innocence. No, but I was talking about Ogi, not Yui. But I was gonna say like Ogi is more like like she you see her like girl coming from nothing to become something. Mion's been doing it for years, but she's I think at that place like she has like that old veteran entertainment person's heart.
Yeah.
And I don't know if a lot of us can connect with
also,
that.
Also, she has no filter.
She has no filter.
I know. Freaking this
either.
girl is just like, what the freak just happened to me? I'm like, what?
Exactly.
Like, limited Japanese, and like this girl just comes to you with all this Japanese, and like, okay, bye.
See you later. Thank you, Sidoitsu, for that question. It was actually very, very interesting. And please, if any of our commenters have more interesting questions like that, ask us. We'll talk about them.
Thank you, Derek, for that side. Okay, so before we then move on, anything we missed before we do this?
I think we got it.
Before we really do this? Alright.
Oh my god, this hurts me somehow.
Alright.
Yeah, it hurts too much.
Let's get into it then. The review for this week is the documentary of AKB No Flower Without Rain.
Oh boy.
This documentary. Oh my god. I've watched it a couple of times before, but now since we're doing this show and I've been watching it more with details because, writing notes.
Yep.
This one was rough. This one is really hurtful, and when we watch another documentary, it's, you have some moments, some serious moments, some laugh moments. This one is straight up,
serious.
No fun times. Like, I think 3/4 of the documentary is all just, cry, sad.
Yeah. Yep.
This is not a fun world to be in there. Last documentary was the hardships. This one is just all sad and stuff. All right. We get in. We first open up the documentary. It opens up to a stage, and they tell the story about what it means with the numbers and the center position. You see you hear several Kankuse stories about what it means to get into the group, what the position means. In the meantime, they show up the 13 and 14 gen, I think, or was it on more gen? There was no 15 gen. It was definitely 14 gen.
14, yeah.
And 13 gen, because I saw Oshima Ryoka.
Yes.
They're standing on the stage on performance, and they're talking about the number formation from 6 till 0. And 0 is special one. It means center. And what the center means into the group, what it means to be in there. Then you get this eerie title screen. Just No Flower Without Rain. It's like, okay, that's a good premise.
Boy. Yep.
March 23rd, 2012. Saitama Super Arena.
Yep. 10 minutes into
god!
10 minutes into the documentary. Oh man.
Oh my god! No!
Oh jeez.
Save me!
We see the wonderful Maida Atsuko Achan going over there. There are now 250 AKB members. Could you imagine that number was actually small to compare what it is now? They've sold 19 million copies. Again, now it's 51 million.
Yep.
They're talking about, the graduation, what it means, what it ups. And they were like, okay, yeah, we're in the group so long, and we have some upsets, and we talked about it. You've been thinking about this for a year. So there's an eerie feeling. If you've never seen AKB before and you watch this first, like, what the hell is going on? We see all groups. We see them going from AKB to the teams, to SKE, to NMB, to even JKT, and then the newly formed HKT48 going to perform in the Saitama Super Arena. They start up with lowering the stage of Give Me 5 with instruments, so it's like, bam, go right into the concert. Have a good feeling, everything is fine, it's packed out, and the day one performance went great, and you hear like Shinoda Maruko say, every first gen knew it. Everyone know what was going to happen. I even talked to her and trying to talk her out of it. It's like, you sure you want to leave? and you see on day one you see Achan leaving, and it's like, hey, bye bye. It's like, come on, don't do it. It's like, yeah, bye bye. It's like giving that foreshadowing something's gonna happen. On the third day shows up, and Takamina is saying, Achan told me on day one, I'll say it on the last day. In the meantime, we see some happy parts, flying gets, and they're doing all songs. We get to the parts. Here comes the announcements.
Yeah. Oh man.
And the first gen, they know. Heads down, tears flowing, and this announcement, I've watched it like multiple times, and she has a hard time saying it. The crowd is already like, what's happening? If you look, you see some people just going like, no, just mouth covered. They just couldn't believe what's happening. Why? What is this feeling? And she says it. I was 14 when I took this audition, and it was one of my biggest decisions of my life. Now I'm gonna make a second big decision. She TGSK, what's his name? Takasaki-san?
Togasaki.
Looking on, and yeah, she says it. My Datsuko graduation announcements, and Yuko is distraught. You see members just defeated, just it destroyed. It's like their precious Achan, the one that's leading them on. This is the year that they won the Tokyo Awards.
Yep.
They're planning on going to the dome, and now it's the announcement like you're leaving. That's really happening. Then you see them backstage, and Yuko goes to Achan, and she's like, sorry, Yuko, I didn't really want to do it. It's like, no, it's fine. But what the hell am I gonna do now? As a foreshadowing that within a year she'll also be saying going away. Mi-chan just like, no, just why is this? This was so big news, it made the headlines on the newspaper. Just imagine, this news for entertainment was pretty big. Could you imagine being there during that time?
There was a shot, if you watch the documentary, of when she was like getting ready to say it, and there's a shot of an upper balcony, and this little girl or someone's like like this, and you just felt like all the air went out of Saitama Super Arena in that moment. And when she said it, it was just like, it's like, what just happened? It's very Game of Thrones, man. Like, wow. You kill off your biggest, most important person, and then the rest are left to pick up the pieces. But the real interesting part here was, and this is the thing that I think people watching this documentary have to understand. I didn't understand until, because I came in the fandom right as the Tokyo Dome concert happened, the first one. Achan had been gradually marching towards leaving. How many times on AK Bingo prior to this, she wasn't even there. They had a cardboard cutout of her at one point because it was just almost a joke that she never made it. And she was getting so much of an interest in dramas. It was gonna happen. But watching those faces of all those fans, and knowing like when Takamina, was crying and just everybody, it still didn't make any difference. You're just like, I knew this was coming, but it still doesn't make it any easier. Oh my god. I'm getting upset just thinking about it.
All right. We then moved on to a handshake event in Tokyo. It's announced that Hirajima Natsumi from Team B and Yonezawa Rumi from Team K, they were caught. Yeah, the scandal.
Yep, they gone, man.
they had the thing with a public speech on the handshake event, and they apologize, and this was like the start of a domino effect of just getting caught. And I don't know, these girls maybe had this age, or there was something in the air. But it's interesting that you see Mi-chan looking on, and to what we know now, it's like maybe she was already in that situation. Maybe it's like, yeah, you don't know what it is, but you see then. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry, I was going to say, it was also interesting that two other girls, Masada Yuka was looking on, and so was Sashi.
Yep.
All of them having scandals coming up.
Yeah,
crazy.
That was the next part in that you see Kita, Rie, Takajo Aki, Sashi, and Yuko?
Masada Yuka.
Yeah, seeing them looking on. And Sashi is just saying, I can't look at this, this is breaking me, and then leaves. Tokusaki is just looking up after the announcement. This hurt me because he's like an uncle to them, you know,
Yeah,
being
yeah.
with them for the start, and he breaks down. You know, hear him cry. You know, he's a strong man, very, very, but just he felt like it hurts. This like, is this right? Is this right for them to leave because of this scandal?
Well. This is the beauty of this documentary, as it shows the cracks in the crazy armor that they had developed for themselves by the end of the Show Must Go On documentary. You know, you thought AKB's on top of the world, they overcome their troubles, and then it all goes to hell because even Tokusaki got ousted for his scandal. So it's like one after another, just the dominoes started falling. Starting with Achan's graduation. Honestly, I feel like that was the thing that broke it all. It just, from that point, it was like boom, 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 boom. This domino effect of misery entered AKB. Even though they were at the top of the world, they were still putting out tremendously good songs. There was something wrong. There's something percolating underneath that just, it just exploded at that point. Yeah. Oh, unbelievable.
Hirajima explains that she has a lot of free time, and because she finished her studies, and her workload on AKB was low, so she's like, what do I do? And to fill the gap, she just went out and hang out with people, and then it happened, like any normal human being. And when she said that because of free time, I think it's also a little bit on your side. But again, yeah, it's different because Senbatsu members, they don't have free time. They have stuff to do, like shows, music, name it. They're always busy. But a lot of AKB members, they only have to theater performance, and they don't perform every day because of all these members. So it could happen. You see several members at the handshake event, a little forecasting about, you know, they still continue their work, still trying for the fans. And I did love it. The fans still supported Natsumi. Just at the end, just chanting her name, and she's like, "Thank you very much." She's like, it's feeling like she shouldn't have to leave. If that moment, like, if the majority of the fans, there's always the couple of fans who feel hurt, and it sucks. But I think a scandal, even nowadays, 2017, you know, we had this whole marriage thing. The thing I found worse is the betrayal. She backstabbed us by, you know, doing So Senkyo with Sutarika, what she said. That's even worse. Marriage announcement? I don't care about that. Fine. If you told us, just don't be secrecy for a whole year.
Right, that's the problem. And well, also too, you know, it all just taps into the love band discussion. And at this point, the love band was in full effect, and I mean, taken very seriously. And I just have to be honest, like, I mean, this day and age now, if we took like Natsumi, Masuda Yuka, what happened with those two, I almost think they wouldn't even have to leave. They'd be like, we'll just pull you, Karen, and just kind of brush it off our shoulders, and we'll cry a little bit, and it's all good. Because I think most of us are starting to realize, you know, these are just normal girls. But I also still stick to my guns in the sense when I say, you know, if you're in a job and the job requires you to do this, then maybe you should do it. Just saying. And plus, if you're busy, you stay busy. You know, how do you have time for dating?
Don't get caught.
Don't get caught. There you go. Do it, but don't get caught.
All right. We then move on to a video with Achan saying she announces she will not be participating in So Senkyo. And it's funny. She's like, it was like, oh my god. Or is this the first one that it pulled out of the So Senkyo? Think that was ever, because now it's the norm. You can decide if you want to participate, not because it was mandatory.
Well, no, I think I mean, she had to because she was graduating. I don't think. I think it would have been.
She stayed
pointless.
with the times. She could have been. Technically, she still is in the video at the beginning of check.
True.
She still could have been in there. But yeah, she decided I'm not going to be there. So we then move on to June 6th. For the 27th So Senkyo event. You see in backstage, seeing Sashi hanging out with Laftan.
Oh,
just, this is all foreshadowing. You know, a bit of kissy, making light about dating rule. You see, what is it? Let's see. Sorry. You see then, I think also Yukirin and Mayu. Mayu's gonna sit on Yukirin's lap. Yukirin wants to kiss her, and she's like, "No, no, it's prohibited. You're not allowed." It's like, no, making light of scandals, just a little bit on that side. Okay, then
no foreshadows.
Yeah,
Even
just
more,
a lot of foreshadows. So
God.
hopefully I'm announcing this member name. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's Kaoru Mitsune, ne? Something like that.
Kaori Mitsumune.
Mitsumune. Okay, so we talked about members we don't like. I don't like this person, and you'll eventually see what happens. But I found her just dangerously too skinny. She was very tall, and there's this song where she wears a vest and you see her tiny arms, and it's like, this is not healthy. But also her attitude. She's like, I am the top. I am the best. But she was, what, a Kankyusei in that time, I think?
Yeah, she was a Kankyusei back then.
Yeah, I never liked her attitude and her style. She has never appealed to me, and this was a member I'm thinking, no, this is not a fine person. In the meantime, you see a young Iwatate Saho, and I love that.
That was cute. I'll say this though about Kaoru Mitsumune. Her story is very sad, and I won't get into it in detail, but when she left AKB, man, she had to check into a hospital for like anorexia and stuff. I mean, she was skinny because she had severe eating order problems, and I think that was very tongue-in-cheek, her pretending like she was at the top. I think,
by the way, gonna cut you out for a bit. Kaori Mitsumune has pulled out of showbiz again because of health problems.
Yeah, exactly. Like, she tried to come back, she didn't. She was in like I think some show for a moment. But DX, when you hear the Japanese on there, do you feel like her Japanese she's being tongue-in-cheek, like she's not really saying she should deserve it? Because I got the fact she's just making fun of it.
I was thinking she was making light of it, actually.
Making light, not so much as seeing. But then maybe you're right, Robin, because what happened to her, she did kind of take that freaking harshly. And she's
no, but so I was right. I didn't feel like her health was an issue, and she. It's all different with anorexia. It's nothing that you are forced to do. It's something mentally that's. Well, at least she's getting help. That's always a good thing. Always care about their health. But personally, I didn't really care for her that much. And when we're talking about subject people we didn't like, she's the one that comes to mind. It's like all performance when I see her, it's like no. Yeah. Then we immediately go to. I didn't like this order in the documentary, but okay. We first up go to the number one who's going to win, and they were surprise. It's Oshima Yuko, and you see Achan in the back. She first sent a text to Yuko. It's like, good luck, hey, you're gonna win. And this, like, not knowingly she's sitting in the back and then showing up on stage, and just Yuko goes completely tears, and she's very happy that she's on this stage and gets the congratulations from Achan. Then we see Yuko in the back talking to Mayu, and she's saying, "You're the next center." Passing the torch on that side. Then we move on to the third place. So then we see Mayu's reaction and Yukirin's reaction. Yukirin becomes third place, and last year before that she became second place. So there was a little battle on that side. No, not second place. Third place without Achan. She was higher than Mayu. Mayu became fourth, and Yukirin became third the year before. Yukirin talks about center means you are immediately at the front, but you don't stand out because you're in the front. I want to be the one that stands in the middle and stands out. So I wouldn't mind not being center, even though it will be lovely. Yukirin never cared that much about being center, I think. She wants to find a way. She wants to do the hard work, finding out being an ace of the group instead of being center.
Yeah, even this comment, and I think I referenced this before, but it kind of shows that, like, maybe a foreshadow of, like, her saying, "Yeah, I'm not going to do Susenkyo." You're right. She never seemed to really have a problem. She even says in this, "I wouldn't follow me," which is a very powerful thing to say about yourself. Very humble too, I might add. But yeah, it's just, I think she has so much other stuff going on, and she doesn't need it. I guess, and she saw that years ago, which is good for her.
We then move on to the backstage with second place and Mayu, celebrating. She wants to be number one, of course, a famous speech. Little mother-daughter talk, Yukirin with Mayu. Just say, oh, no, it's fine. Yeah, I love it when Mayu beats me. It's like, take that out of context. Would be funny. Then move on to fourth place, Sashihara Rino. And then you see something different. She gets announced on fourth place as AKB48 Team A, Sashihara Rino. And then they move on to her, and you see HKT48.
Yeah, oh man.
So, what's that about? You don't know, like...
Nope.
She talks then that she's very surprised of fourth place, very humble, and it's like, wonder why. We then move on to Umeda Ayaka, and just complains like, why did they change Senbatsu from 21 to 16? It's like, oh, those 5 places are very important. But, surprise, she gets 16th place in the Senbatsu. I think it would have been better for her nowadays. 16th place in Senbatsu compared to 70 plates is better for your center position. But what she's saying, if you're in the Senbatsu, you get more media attention.
Yeah.
And that way I can try and stand out more. Sorry, my throat a little bit. I understand, again, why Umeda Ayaka wants to be in Senbatsu, for her style and more work. Because again and again, they only get paid with appearances. And then this one was very eerie. Ranked 17th, Takajo Aki. No one cheered. Everyone was very quiet. You can hear the footsteps of her coming up on that stage. The crowd is just upset. But you notice the Undergirl Senbatsu. Even though the song is terrible garbage that she came up with later, that Senbatsu was very powerful. With all those future members in there. You had Sayane, Pararu, Akimoto Sayaka in there. Just to name a few. They show in the backstage, pictures time. Aki's all smiles, happy, pictures are over. She's done. She's breaking down, just so upset. It's just upsetting to her that she is falling from grace, just not in the Senbatsu anymore. And then we go, Enta Sosenkyo, walk to the back, and then this Kenkyusei girl, Kaori, breaks down. Not even just normally break down. They walk into the back, she stumbles, and goes into the fetal position and just wails. Like, why didn't I make it? Why? How many years was she in AKB? Not even a full 3 years, I think?
I'll take a quick look. Just a sec.
Yeah, it's just... This was dumb to me. I'm like, you don't deserve those tears. It's like, there are so many of your senpai who deserve that spot more than you. I don't know. I don't even...
About Kaori Mitsumune. She joined AKB48 as a Kenkyusei on September 2011.
Yeah.
And she graduated in October 24th, 2012 due to poor health. So, barely a year, I would say.
Yeah. And even then, it's like, I never heard her name. I never heard her potential. And to give this reaction, I was like, no, this is just that. You're wasting a lot of people's time with this, in my opinion.
Yeah, the only thing I'll say to that is it was a little out there in terms of her whole breakdown and everything. But I will say this again, it's a mental health issue, I think, that we were seeing on display, not this horrible, destructive, feeling she had because she didn't make Senbatsu or whatever. She's suffering from anorexia or, an eating disorder. That screws up your self-esteem image. And it's all about self-esteem. So that was a blow to her self-esteem beyond all words because she's looking to the public for support. Now, that's a very dangerous thing to do if you have an eating disorder because the public in Japan can be very brutal to you if they don't like you. So that was more what I saw going on after I learned about her history and I rewatched. I was like, oh, okay, because I worked with anorexic girls, as a counselor for a year, and so it's just very sad to see that. And I didn't like her whole outburst, like you, but I didn't like it for the reason that she's in the wrong profession, man.
I do wonder though. I couldn't find this information. What about the preliminaries? The day one sales.
Which one?
For her, Kaori.
I'll take a quick look.
Can you find it? Because I couldn't find anything on that side. If the preliminary said it's like, oh, she made it in easily, like with some people happen, and they're not ranking, that can hurt.
So thank you. She participated in was the 27th Singles in Batsu.
Yeah, yeah.
The preliminary sales. The first day result was the top 10 was Yuko, Yukirin, Mayuyu, Sashi, Takamina.
Yeah, okay, I don't need the whole list, but
yeah, okay, but let's take a look. Mitsumine.
Maybe.
Nope, she didn't rank in the preliminary session.
So then it's like very clear to me. It's like, okay, you're overreacting, but again, maybe mental disorder. Anyway, we go to Sashi, who is very happy, going at even Shina Monaco's like, oh, I lost to Sashi, unbelievable, just making jokes.
Yeah.
Until.
Oh boy.
June 15th, 2012. It's
That
announced.
fateful day. That fateful day.
It's announced. Sashi had pictures revealed with a guy, and you can see her just red eyes, just tired, want to go home. And it's the middle of the night because All Night Nippon is busy with Acha Minami. They're talking very happily. Sashi's apologizing eventually, and her voice is trembling. And you have just Akimoto going like, well then, why are you crying? What's wrong? It's like, no, it's fine. By the way, you're going to HKT, and I think as soon as possible. Tomorrow, maybe. Just his reaction, I gotta say, I love it, to be honest, because he really doesn't care, I think, about the Love Band. He never did, to be honest. He agrees, again, with what I agree, you broke the rules of the system, so you betrayed the group on that side. He doesn't care that you have a relationship. It's more like, hey...
Don't get caught, pretty much.
Yes, you got caught. I do have to do something. You don't have to... He never forces them to leave. He's just saying, okay, how about this? But I think he was already thinking, what can I do with her? Because I see the potential she has.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
What is the best business decision to do? And if we look at it now, this was the best decision. This was genius.
Oh, because he's a genius. He sees the future in a way none of us can. And boy, was that like the most epic move in the history of AKB48. And on top of that, now when we look at like, I also attribute this to Mete Aike, who really took light of both Michan and Sashi's scandals and turned them on their head and made it really funny and okay to accept it, and because they have such a great sense of humor. But from Mete Aike all the way up to all the different variety shows, Sashi was able to accept what happened, to embrace it, and then guess what? She's never done it again, or at least she's never been caught. And I gotta say, that's amazing because she learned from it, and then boy did she destroy everybody. I mean, and here's the best part about this: she had one of the biggest scandals in AKB, and she is, how many Sasenkos are we going on now that she's like ace? Good for you, Sashi. Love you to death. Awesome, just awesome.
June 17th, on a handshake event, Sashi meets HKT for the first time.
Yep.
She's making light of it. We heard Murashige Anna saying, it's like, we know Sashi's coming in means one of us will not be in Senbatsu songs. Which is true. That's a very legit reason. So they feel afraid. It's like Sashi's gonna take over, and we're just gonna be put into the back.
Exactly. Because don't forget, she was the number 4 back then. Kami 7 pretty much when she ranked, so yeah.
Sashi is saying, glad to be working with you, and just breaks down. She's like, oh, what I'm gonna do, and she goes to SKE48, who was also first AKB member. What's her name again? She graduated now.
I always want to...
I forget her name, but she's like the one pet on that.
Yeah, like I always want to say like it's Sato Mieko, but I don't think that's her.
No,
it's
very good dancer, very good, always tomboyish.
Yeah, everybody loves her. She's like a mom.
Yeah, she's very consolidates Sashiara during that. We then go to July 5th of HKT stage performance. Sashi flying all the way over to Hokkaido. Hakata, not Hokkaido.
Hakata.
Yeah.
Hakata.
And she's trying to make a joke out of it. And then we see, for some reason we cut to this, but we then see Kikuchi Ayaka.
Yeah.
And in July 2008, it was revealed that she was having a scandal. And on 15th of August, she left the group. But she made in November, she did an audition. And you hear Akimo's like, so what's your reason to be here this time? And she's like, she misses the big stage. There was a reason, and it sounded very selfish. But Akimoto was like, okay. Just very clear on it. On, my notes. Phone, stop doing this. I need my notes. There we are. Yeah, so it was, again, Akimoto very light of it. Even in that period of time already, he's like, okay, you broke the rules, you did a new audition, fine, you're in the group again. But she's saying Sashi took it very well, just not for leaving. If it was me, I would have left the group. But she stuck on to it. Then we go to Sashi, first sitting in a chair, then the HKT members are surprised. Oh my god, she's here. Just have that feeling.
Yeah.
And I love it that Sashi is sitting on the floor. Because she's new. She's the newest member, and it's like, hey, we have limited chairs.
Beautiful.
We gotta sit over there. And just, you see them perform, and I noticed this right away, and I think she noticed that too. It's like, these girls, they are horrible. They don't know how to perform. And it was very childish-like. You can even hear the one who was trying to do things. Oh, you're doing great. Like, A for effort. It felt like they were a very kiddie group. Of course, they were very young girls. They're the youngest group. They were the freshest members. That was HKT whole stick. But Sachi was like, no.
Yeah.
We're just gonna do this. And she told us, just like, I think this was happening for a reason. And I'm not gonna help myself. I want to help them. And that's the whole thing that happened to her. That's put her in so much favor. She didn't care anymore. She was like, I needed something new. Because if I stayed in AKB, I would have been hitting a wall somewhere. I couldn't compete with the others. This way, I can make a new rival group. Because even though it's a 48 group, they're still rivals within each other. You know, SKE, NMB, HKT, and so on and so on. So good for Sashi. She was ready for there, and we will know what happened. She made HKT one of the biggest groups ever. A lot of stars came out of it. And in the meantime, she made her like the #1 in entertainment, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. But
yeah, genius move. One of the only positives to come out of the whole thing in that sense. So, yeah, you said it beautifully, Robin.
Okay. We then move on to a handshake event in the Seibu Dome. Yuko gets surprised because she's just doing her handshake and is like, hey, what the hell? It's the director of the Manatsu Sounds Good MV.
Yeah.
And then you see then the background. I never seen this MV. I only seen the dance version. You know, in the bikinis and Mayu getting somehow raised into the air. But I've never seen the post-apocalyptic, you're the last survivors with the giant water sprayed on them. Do you ever seen that MV before?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, I need to see that MV first. What was the director is talking about the aura Achan is showing, that she's like, you know, standing like a pillar, like like a domino effect. She's the front line. What the center position means actually, what it shows. She's the face of the group. That's what a center position means. Very cool to see on that. We go then to the 13 and 14 Gen Kenkyuseis, and they're asking, who wants to be center? You see them all just raise their hand. It's like they are very, very center position is very appealing, and everyone wants it. We go to a story where they first out tried this thing with the center position, and it was of course with the song. Is it Cherry Girl? I would say. Cherry girl,
yeah.
cherry boy. I don't know what the title song is actually.
Nagisa no Cherry.
Yeah.
Thank you. And Taka of is it Takashi? No, sorry. Minagishi Minami is then talking about she hated at first what the song is. She's like, why do I have to be a backup dancer? If even Achan doesn't want to be in this, on front stage, switch position with me.
Yeah.
But now she gets it. Now she knows why you need to be the center position on that side. We also find out there Achan has a lot of haters. You know, all the blogs, all the events that Achan has to deal with this. And she, you hear the famous line, "Please don't hate AKB, you can hate me."
Yep.
We get the premise for the Tokyo Dome concert that's coming up. You see all the top members getting a health check, you know, take some blood. And funny enough, you see all the athletes. You see Akimoto Saika, Miyazawa Sai, Jurina just sitting there smiling like, this is fine, nothing hurtful. They perform the practice for the Tokyo Dome, and you can see it's a little messy. They're trying hard. And then you have, you know, they did practice all night, and then you have the famous Takamina anger speech. Snow saying like, you want to go home? Go home. Why the hell are you here? It's like, if you want to sleep, sleep. Just, this is very important to us. And if you're not fully asset, go home, leave. I don't care, just leave the group. This was a very impactful, and you know, setting the stone a bit for the future Solo Kantaku, because this is an issue that was a lot, and an issue with the new members. The new generations never knew the hardships the original generations, I think the first 3 generations, had to do before becoming this big. So we then move on to is that, well, let's see, month 8, is that September or August? 24th.
August.
August 24th in the Tokyo Dome. You see them practicing hard, showing the feelings of, you know, making it to that stage, the one they see. You talk to me about Sai about, you know, this is very special, very, very interesting, the hardships that we did. And then you see also going a little foreshadowing from Team 4. It's like, yeah, we're having an immature image, but we were going to show that we can prove them with everything in their might. For some reason we go to Kita Rie and Sasha Rino doing a anti-skit. And it's like, you hear it's like, oh, I'm doing fine, this, and then you see like, what's this? Sashi, ugly, ugly, just typing, and it's like, oh, it's me.
Busu, busu.
Yeah. It's a pretty funny skit, and she's like...
Yeah, it's also kind of like a running theme, because you know, Sashi and Ri-chan did their skit in the Show Must Go On. So I thought it was cool that they took like a few minutes or seconds out to basically show us this blossoming friendship between these two. So I thought that was very cool.
I don't remember Sashi being much in the Tokyo Dome concert.
I don't either, but again, Sashi still hadn't done her Rocket Ascension. Like, everything happened for her after, it was post HKT, you know. It was like really when she was like in the trenches with HKT, and they were working on Melon Juice and, you know, Love and Peace and all that, you know, like all that stuff. So like, I think it was coming later, you know, that we saw Sashi take the reins. It was still Achan's world. Achan, Yuko, Kami 7, you know, wasn't Sashi really, you know, in all respect to her. But that's probably why you're thinking that.
We see then a lot of merch being sold at the before the stadium in Tokyo Dome City Hall, and just getting crazy, people getting in there. It's been 6 years, 8 months, and 17 days. 1,830 meters distant dream.
Yep.
You see them flash back to the olden days of 2005, December 8th, and just having a empty theater with almost like no one shows up.
Seven.
What?
From 7 people.
Yeah, 7 people.
Yeah.
And they forced tickets, and just for a first few months, no one showed up to these events. Just to imagine, by the way, I've have the pleasure to be in the Don Quixote, you know, of course, and it's a very weird building because you have so many floors and so many different floors with different styles. You know, you can or go to the arcade, or you can, you know, shop for just normal stuff like deodorants and toothpaste, and then at the top you have.
I actually bought some there, you know, like Don Quixote is actually a good store. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big mall.
But then you have at the very top you have this. What is this? It's like
No,
it's theater.
It's more like Don Quixote. By the time you get to the 8th floor, you have no money because you just, oh, I want this, oh, I want this, oh, I want this, and it's all crap you don't need at all, but you think you do. Because by the time you get to the 8th floor in Don Quixote, yeah, you have no money, so it's a good thing you can't buy a ticket because you're a foreigner. So you wouldn't have the money to buy it anyways. Just my comment. Anyways, Go ahead, continue.
Yeah, so they compare it to what it was. The first gen, 22 members, 6 of them left. Well, now it's only 1.
Yep.
A few years later, but then already a lot of first gen gone. Takamina just already gushing out so many tears before they even started. Members just going
Marco's
crazy.
Like, hi, like that was really fast. Like, Jesus, already we're not even like starting.
We need some tissues over here.
Tissues, come on.
But yeah, they started out with the performance with Party, of course, and all the members just watching first gen blossom out. And the funny thing is, so we watched the last documentary, and they had like a lot of trouble doing the Dome concert. And this one was a very relaxed performance. You even see Shimada Haruka. Oh, this is so much fun. It's like they didn't have trouble. You see Matsurena just, oh, I need to go this way. It's very easy. It was all cleared out. Like a nice continuation of the last documentary. Hey, we fixed all the other stuff we had problems with. They are now better on that side. You see then Jo-chan is like, what's her full name again?
Joe Eriko.
Yeah,
Joe Eriko.
Joe Eriko just lying down.
Gorgeous, adorable.
And Shinobu just talking about, yeah, I've just made outfits, all of them personally. They're like my daughters. That makes you my granddaughter, and making jokes, and they're smiling. And you just see Muto Tomu look on, very stern though. It's like very serious face look, and while Joe is just smiling on that. Miyazawa Sai is looking on. I was good. I was happy. And then you think, hey, maybe the documentary is going to a light direction. They're doing the Tokyo Dome. Tokasaki comes out running.
The Tokyo Dome.
Yep. Oh man.
They're running.
Doing
like,
the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah. we're doing it now. Yeah. Okay. Go this way. This way. No, there's nothing there. You won't find anything. Okay. Please listen to my instructions. Go here. It's like, and then he comes out.
Oh boy.
Oh
boy.
We mentioned it last time when we talked about this, but this announcement is so horrible. It's so crazy. You see how Team 4 is just breaking, dying. Ota Aeka going to HKT48. Haruka Aki going to JKT48. Miyazawa Sai going to SNH48. Iwata Karen, Tano Yuka, Kato Rena, all shocked. And Tano Yuka is like, why does Team 4 need to be disbanded? You know, that when she said it, the tears, like, yeah, why did it? Like, they wanted to do more because the filling for 16 member Senbatsu in each team was important. They thought, so they think of marketing deciding, let's do this. Boy, they were wrong, in hindsight. Then Suzuki Maria going to SNA's 48. Being, I need to find something new, funding style. Boy, it did not work out for her in the future. Also, the of course, Mayu being forgotten, and then, oh yeah, teammate, sorry. Or Team A, not teammate. Team A. It's just destruction all around. This has been a bad run for Takujo Aki. You know, out of Senbatsu, now moving to a different entire group. You see her walking around. Yukari and Mayu talk to each other. They're not in the same team anymore. And they're like, no, we'll still see each other. It's fine, it's fine. Oh, and this part, I hate this part so much. You just see Oshima Yuko, who rarely cries, I would say. Just going like a little kid to Sai-chan. Like, Sai-chan, Sai-chan. Hugging her, crying out. And it just... Man. And then you see, of course, Takujo Ake with Kita Rie just laughing it up. Oh, she's cooking so nice dinner for me, and Takujo Ake just looks at her and has his moment and just cracks. It's like, yeah, we're not gonna see each other. I have to move out because they were living with each other at that time. Shimada Haruka just had like this going crazy. Just Team 4 is gone. The whole thing they build up, you see Obamina just talking about it, and it's like, yeah, we'll still be AKB. Well, funny enough, Obamina will not be AKB for soon enough, just moving out.
This foreshadows is amazing.
Actually, yeah, that's why this documentary is very weird to see. Just this. You think Tokyo Dome fine, and then now you have a horrible day. We move on to Tokyo Dome, the final day. I see Nozawa Rena for the first time. I was like, look at that twin tails. She'll never wear that again, she said.
JKT? Yeah. JKT Nozawa?
It's just looking very young and just... She has this very ditzy character. Man, when you look at her at that time, she was so ditzy. Just out of it. It's like, yeah. Just...
yeah.
Yeah. The only one that stood out in JKT though was her though. So.
Oh, and Jessica Ferranda, I would say.
Yeah.
We see Achan practicing, beautifully singing already. Sakura and Hanabi. Flashback to when Sakura and Hanabi was introduced in 2006. We already move on to the encore part, I think. Because Takamina is saying, let's call her out, everybody. Chan. You see then Kojima Harinage saying, Chan, trying to rhythmize, not working out for her. Cherry Girl again going up next to Cherry. Do you want to say something, Yo?
Oh no, typical Kojima Haruna though. Like she's not even like off, like synchronized with everyone. Like, oh, it's Kojima Haruna. Hi.
Pretty much. Yeah, so we need to go to a few Acha songs. Next Cherry. What's the song that's called? Idol. I forget what the song is.
Idol Nante something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah.
We see then in the back the dress Achan will wear for graduation. Of course, the touching story where all the diamonds go, and then Takumi says right on her heart, just for that beautiful sight.
Yeah.
Yume no Kawa, beautiful
man.
songs. We talked about it in detail. Everybody crying, everybody moving on. The song is now up. We go to the encore part because we need to go sell the new song. I see a lot of members walking around distraught. Achan video in the background. 6 minutes, 4 minutes till you got up stage. Takumi crying out loud. Michan eventually crashed on the ground. She can't move on, but is carried by a lot of members. The bells, oh my god, the bells. I hate those bells.
Yeah.
Yeah. The bells show up, and it ends the Tokyo Dome concert. But of course, every member have to graduate at the theater. So I think 2 days later, was it? They do the Akihabara performance, and you see them like packed places. Everybody, like a lot of security, trying to get a glimpse of Achan for the last time. See a lot of Sakura pedals on the stage floor, and it's over. They remove all the posters. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you didn't tell like the whole Akibara was like filled with Achan, so
Yeah.
No. Akihabara was filled indeed with Achan posters everywhere, from the cafe, the station, to the whole streets. And late at night, all the posters are getting taken down. You see them just gradually taken piece by piece, and it's over for Achan. We then move to Jo-chan to just see saying how much she loves Achan. It's like over there, and we found out that on 28th of jeez, my throat is going away. On the 28th of September, she graduated for studies. What is beautiful though, you see Jo Eriko standing over there, and we go back to the Saitama concert where Achan is like, or Takumi is like, Jo-chan, you want to hug Achan? It's like, it's okay, and then she comes up and just cries and cries like a mother and daughter.
Yeah.
Very, very, very touching.
Her story is interesting though too, because she came back after that. She came back and rejoined NMB, and then I thought her star would rise pretty high, and it kind of the same thing happened with Kikuchi Aka. Like, she just kind of floundered, and I'm surprised she's still stuck around in NMB because it seemed like she was gonna be a name we would be talking about often, especially because she got so much documentary time. And yeah, she disappeared. Like, it's just interesting how that works. If she had stayed in AKB, I wonder. Because they were calling her maybe the next possible Atan,
Yeah.
And that disappeared. So again, another sad story among the sad stories here.
Okay.
Well, I like when Joe Erico came back though. Everyone was like, "There's something happening," because Cameron came up like, "Oh, we have a new member joining us today." Everyone's like, "Woo!" They're like, "Joe Erico." Everyone's like, "What?"
Yeah, it was crazy. I remember I saw that. But it was cool though. Like, I mean, I know she got some backlash for that, but at the same time, like, I like her. I've always liked, the documentary made me like her because I got to see this like young girl admiring, her senpais, and it's who can't relate to that? So that's cool.
This is what I meant with what's currently happening with STU48's Yumiko idolizing Nachan to that side. It's very comparable. You have a lot of members who do that.
Coca, please get into Senbatsu, please. We need Coca, please.
All right.
Coca.
We move on to the 28th single, new up, Uza, Jurina Center.
Oh.
Yes,
thought
sir?
you. Oh yeah. Never mind. That was bad. Sorry. I thought we were talking about Kingdom Check first, but the documentary is Uza. So sorry.
Yeah, Gingham Check is not even very much shown. It's like a few clips in here and there, but not really, I would say.
Ukraine got kissed. Just saying, Everyone was like, "Why is Ukraine kissed in this freaking radio?" So yeah.
Anyway,
because you can.
28th single, Uza. You see Matsuya Jurina easy learning the steps, having fun. Even people are very surprised it could do it so fast, but she always, could do it that fast. Also, Mayuko, center, easy to learn. Then we see Watanabe Mayu having trouble, can't do it. Supposed to be center, and then I got called out for it, I believe. Indeed, by Yuya, I believe. It was supposed to be Watanabe Mayu and Matsuya Jurina, but then it got swapped out for Matsuya Jurina, Oshima Yuko. Or was I right?
It was actually Yuko and Mayu, because they.
So I was right.
The 1-2.
Okay.
The 1-2, yeah.
I was right. Okay. Good.
Right.
Cool. Yeah.
I was gonna say this is my favorite part in the documentary. Just when they go through the Uza dance and they build it up, and they say this is the most difficult song in AKB dance, and it's just like you just get so pumped for this part.
Yeah,
like,
but still,
I love it.
This, to be honest, until then, that was the hardest song to learn. Nowadays,
yeah.
Good point.
Anyway, we also see then Paru, Shimazaki Haruka, just crying and effing up, and then you can say, "Oh, that's good. That's good." She's crying. That she shows the passion she wants to be in there. We see then that she's really working hard. Yokoyama Yui with Paru. We see young Sakura being a little anxious doing Uza. Move on to the actual performance. Beautiful performance. Every time I see it. Uza performance on the Junkin Taikai is a very special moment. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, it's just unbelievable.
Moving on then, speaking of which, 18th of September 2012. 29th single for the Junkin Taikai. You see who wins. It's Shimazaki Haruka. Now I'm thinking, that's a good timing, I think. Or maybe they planned it out for a documentary on that side. Paru wins, all smiles, which is very rare, to be honest. I don't know what happened. I think it's 2014 eventually.
I think her reaction is priceless though when she wins. She just puts her hand on like, "Oh, I won, cool," and then her like, "Hey, this was a fun Junkin, cool. This is probably my favorite." And it was no like a huge emotional speech. It was very Paru, and that's why I think it was so lovely. What? Yeah, what's up?
The funny part is too, like, she has this very big trophy. It's like, how am I supposed to carry this?
Yeah.
Like they gave her a big flower too. She's like, what?
What am I gonna do? Make it practical. Like, she forgets she just won this whole national tournament that all these AKB girls wanted, and her thoughts are, how am I gonna carry this stuff? So perfect.
Yeah, so that was fun. They announced in November the new teams would come up, and Pararu had some center moments, of course, because she won Junken, was in USA, so they were pushing her again, track record too far, you know, built too hard, and Pararu had a hard time in Team B. Luckily, Minigashimini was there to help. Then we see in Team A, Watanabe Mayu and Iwata Karin, you know, how that relationship moved on that side. Team K performance, Yuko crying, and people are like, oh, do fine. It's like, she was just happy that the performance went well. And a little glimpse of Fujita Nana with very short hair. It's like, normally it's like beautiful black long hair, now it was still here. So, very good to see that. And then we had Mazda Yuka.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, oh, this performance was fun. And then it cuts out to November 29th.
Yeah.
Scandal.
Just when you thought this documentary was going to take a positive turn, again, it just kicks you right in the face and knocks you down. One of the greatest, if not like the second best vocalist AKB48 has ever had. And guess who gets the boot? And the sad part is, it was for something I think didn't happen like before she was even in AKB. Am I right on that? Or was that Kikuchi Ayaka? I can't remember. But one of them, like, she wasn't even in AKB, I think, when that happened. Or maybe she spent the night. But either way, it was devastating. You know, just...
I like her reaction to it. She's like, this is gonna be a, you know, this is now a preview. It's like what Bushun does, right? They give a preview out first before they print it or release it out to the public. And she's like, I've decided, okay, I'm gonna quit. Not because of all the situations, but somewhere we need to, you know, show to other members there's a line that you don't cross. So she was thinking about other members instead of herself. She knew what she did.
I've thought about that a lot, like a lot. And just from being around Japanese people and just understanding certain ideas and concepts behind like the face you give in public versus the who you are. My heart wants to ask the question to her, did you really mean that? Or were you just kind of like telegraphing to us, I see the writing on the wall, I'm never going to be in Senbatsu, I'm never going to get close to Senbatsu, I'm the best darn singer there is in this group next to Wasserman, and she also doesn't get any love or respect when it comes to Senbatsu. I'm ready to move on, I don't need you guys. And look, I mean, she has her own solo career, she's done great with herself. I think she just put out a photo book, or she's going to. You know, she basically didn't need AKB anymore, in my opinion. So I think this is almost a relief. That was what I was reading in between the lines, because I'm sorry if I'm not being forced to quit, and I have the best voice in AKB, or like the second best voice. Why would I quit? But then she realized I'm never going to be Achan. I'm never going to be Yuko. Because she never did. I don't think she ever once got into Senbatsu or even got into the Kami 7. And when she was deserving of it, probably more than any single one of those other girls, if you go by raw talent. You know what I'm saying? So, and plus she's beautiful. So she had the looks, but she had the voice too. It blew me away that she never got that recognition on the kind of level that we all know she should have. So when this happened, yeah, she's like, yeah, I'm going to quit. I'm going to draw the line. She tried to make something positive out of it, so kudos to her for that. But reading between the lines, I'm thinking to myself, she's like, good, I'm out of here. See you later. Peace. Gives me an excuse to get out and do it gracefully as much as I can.
All right. December 1st, handshake event in the Makuhari Messe Hall. Masada Yuka apologizes, you know, the same old speech. And you see Oshima Yuko looking on, Takamina just sitting in this radio booth. Then Oshima Yuko sits next to her, cries, and you just see Takamina like, here you go. And they're like, we're done with this. It's like, what is this year? Why are there so many scandals happening? And they talk about the love ban. We see Takamina's like, for us, there is no choice. There's like, there's only one choice you can leave. And then every time she says, like, no, No, there's not only one choice. Yeah. And I'm glad they have changed it since then. But that was their mindset. They had to believe, oh, you get caught, you leave. That's the rule. And nowadays, again, 2017, you can even get married and you're not even forced to leave right away.
Jarina's comments here are the best thing ever, and every AKB member who wants to be, or anybody who wants to be AKB, should really listen to what she said. I have time to get married later. I have time to say I'm part of something greater and special. That's why Jarina could learn Uza in record time and make Mayu look silly. That's why Jarina has been busting her butt as a team captain, because she put AKB first. There's a lot of respect I give that girl, which is why I think she should also be the ace and at least put that on the title. I mean, she already won Junkin. That would give her. Would she be the only person in AKB to have won all Junkin and? So that would be a pretty cool distinction. But I would say it's also well deserved. This girl's been doing it since she was 10 years old. Yeah. And here's the thing. If you want to be an AKB, but you also want to have a life outside of AKB, maybe that's easier for people like Hirajima Natsumi, who had time. For some girls, it isn't. But I get the feeling of being lonely. I get the feeling of meeting somebody who sweeps you off their feet, aka Rearupon. But AKB is a sacred thing. Being an idol is a sacred thing. And I totally agree with what Serena said, and I take that hardline approach, and I take what Marco-sama says. Yeah. If the guy I'm supposed to meet is supposed to be in my life, he will appear before me, and I will know. That is a beautiful sentiment. Okay, so if you're going to be part of something where they're saying, look, we don't want you to date other people. For A, we want you to focus on AKB. B, because it goes against the whole idol concept. Then don't do it. Just don't do it. You know, it's just that simple. And I really do wish it was straight up like you get caught, you have to graduate, period. And I'm saying that even though my Kamiyoshi got busted this last year or whatever. But I mean it, because I think AKB is a sacred thing. And for all the reasons we've discussed a million times, we don't need to get into now. But I would say that just what Jarina said here is probably one of the best, most important things you'll ever see as a fan.
And the sentence you were talking about was...
Yes.
You want to say it, or do you need to say it?
No, please say it.
Okay. The sentence is, I'm not going to be in AKB till I'm 50.
Right.
Yeah.
I can find someone later. That's the thing. She knows AKB is, what you said, a special thing to be in. And love will come later. Heck, I'm 30. I'm still single. So, that can happen. But this is something special. You can hold on to this. This you can put effort into. And even then, nowadays, love or relationships, we can go into very detail in this. It means less and less nowadays.
Yes.
Unfortunately, you have people who are then married very quickly, and then later oh, I made a mistake, divorce, and move on. And it's even easier now. In the olden days, when you got married, you stuck because of respect, honor, and even going through the hassle of making divorce was worse than just being with someone you didn't love anymore. Nowadays, it's easy. It's like one weekend you get married, the other weekend you get divorced, and you move on.
Yep. Japan, you just sign a paper and you're done.
Yeah.
You go down to City Hall and you just sign a paper and see you later. I mean, it's that simple. So I totally agree with you. It's a sacred thing. And that's something that we should all understand and remember about AKB. If we were all given a chance at 10 years old to be part of something this special, why would you screw that up over a boy? It's just silly to me. I don't know. Unless that boy's the one for you. And in that case, God bless you.
Yeah, but then you make the decision, hey, I'm leaving the group.
Exactly. Yeah. Then you say, I found what I'm supposed to do in my life, and then you leave with dignity. You leave with pride. Everybody can understand it. Your diehards might be heartbroken and destroyed, but ultimately, I think they'll understand that you are a girl who, you're a girl first and AKB member second. So
we then move again to Hirajima, who's walking down the road, and what are you doing lately? It's like, oh yeah, I've been studying this with school, got my driver's license for a motorcycle. Oh, impressive. Yeah, I'm learning now how to drive as well. Going on camping trips with my dad. Pretty nice to hear, Chi still moved on with life. She misses it? Yeah, she does. And she does do some, things about it. But again, you show on sites yeah, I'm doing fine. After, this was a nice touch, I would say. Even the documentary was like, okay, you're gone from AKB, not forgotten. We then see the Itano Tomi having an interview in a hotel, I think.
Boy. Yep.
And she says, when is it going to be aired? It's like, oh, February 1st, 2013. Guess I'll say it now then.
Yep.
Itano Tomi announced graduation. It's like, okay, and then I remembered, oh, 2013 is going to be a bad year.
Yep.
You can tell we're already going to the end of the documentary, because then we go to Matsuya Jurina, and she all smiles, like, hey, remember this place? It's like, this is a bad picture. No. It's like talking about Ogo Diamond, the steps she walked in August 2008, and it's like, were these steps so very like a lot? And yeah, she just keep running, and you see then here in the background Achan, Sakura no Hanabi. We get the recap. We talked about Jurina's goal, and that's her goal. Eventually, she wants to be center, just the center, and maybe 2018 will be the year for her. Unbelievable. In 2012, she was already thinking about it, and 6 years later, she still hasn't achieved that. Honestly, because if except for Uza, because it's double center, in AKB48, is Jurina a center position? Has she ever had that?
Yeah, the Suzukake Nanchara, Junkin.
Yeah,
the Junkin, she was the center.
The Junkin, never chosen by management or by Sosenkyo, right?
Well, Ogoe Diamond.
Ogoe Diamond. But...
Was that really center or was that double center?
Yeah, no, she was. No, she. I mean, she was on the front cover for crying out loud, screaming Mark or something. Like, yeah, she was definitely the highlight of that. But I mean, granted, it's AKB chorus style, so.
Let me check out. So. Was it double center or was it center? Can we see that?
I'm pretty sure it was just center.
Yeah, no, okay.
Yeah.
So
I see what you're saying though.
Was it really because Jurina was center for that, or was it just because, hey, she's young and we moved her from SKE?
It was an AKP experiment.
Yeah.
Basically, AKP's like, let's piss off all the Kami 7 members and see what happens. See if they'll work harder. It was again genius because they all did.
AKP, man.
I know. He's so crazy.
Well,
pulling the string.
We'll see what happens with Jurina, because I think she still needs that. She needs that center song, because then what you said, if Ogo Diamond is her last center song, her only center song, that was 2008, almost 10 years ago. That's scary.
You had Negai Goto,
Well, I mean, it's like SK. It's like AKB wise, it was the Junkin and it was Ogoe Diamond, I believe, and that's it. I don't really think she had anything else.
Okay. We then again move back to the Kenkyuseis. Oh, go ahead.
Wait. She was center with Achan with Tennen Sakura. I'm looking at her page, and it says she was the center with that. She was the center of Uza with Oshima Yuko, but by herself, it was just, it's just her Junkin and Ogoe Diamond. That's crazy.
Yeah, you compare it to someone else like Miyawaki Sakura or even Mukaichi Mion had a recently center position.
Yeah, it's bad when like Sakura-tan's got more than you.
Yeah.
Nothing against her, but my girl.
Okay, then we see the 13 and 14 gen, and which senpai do you respect? And if someone can help me with this, because I didn't recognize all the Kenkyusei, but you have one that says Yokoyama Yui. We have one that says Shinoda Mariko. We move on to Watanabe Mayu, that's from Okada Nana. Kashiwaki Yuki. Oshima Yuko is mentioned 3 times. Once by Oshima Ryoka.
Oh, it's Naki!
Naki.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's Naki. Like the lawyer right now.
Yeah. Uchiyama Natsuki. Yeah. Oh, cool. She's in there.
That's appropriate.
Lawyer. Oh,
you're right.
Nito Moeno? Who the hell is that?
You don't know Moeno? You don't know Nito? Are you serious?
What?
Let me look her up.
Robbie, come on.
Seriously?
Nito Moeno?
Nito Moeno, what? She's a classic.
Okay, so when what was it? When was it Marco or no? It wasn't Marco.
Wait, yes. Okay, no, it's her. She's
you know, you have to know her.
Yeah,
exactly.
I do know her, but not really, I would say. I know her from a lot of AK Bingo stuff.
She almost won the junk in the one year.
Yeah, we saw with
Parudu. Yeah, and then also, she was kind of poised, I think, to be a center at early. I mean, she's like real early gen, and you know. But then again, she's another one of those girls that got kind of passed up. However, the interesting about Nito is like in her later years, she's actually went from. I mean, she was always pretty, but she was one of those girls you had to meet her to know this. I mean, Chris is really close to Nito. He's met her a billion times, and they had a very good relationship in the handshake world. But he sent me her like Instagram or something, and this girl is banging hot now. Like she worked out. She doesn't even look like the same girl. But Chris told me that's like one of those things you have to meet her to understand that. So just as a physical thing, she may not look like somebody you'd remember, but when you see her in person, I guess she just takes your breath away. So just a weird little aside there.
Okay. Itano Tomi was mentioned, Maida Ami and Kojima Haruna 2 times. And then the...
You know what's funny though? Like with who said Itano Tomomi? It was Aigi Samoe.
Yeah.
And, like she was called the second generation Itano Tomomi.
Right.
I'm like, what?
It's just funny how that works out.
Foreshadows too. Like even Ryoka said Oshima Yuko. I'm like, oh my god, the foreshadows.
The documentary guy is saying nobody wants to talk about Achan, and it's like no, she graduated. Just pan out machine type answer, I would say. We end with Takamina talk again what we started about with documentary, what it means to be center, what actually, you know, because you're in the center, the light is warmest on you, it shines bright, and just the feeling of being that, what the important is. And then we move on to the end credits. You see a few happy moments. And that was the documentary.
The young Nachan though.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
I would say this documentary, it's very important. It's very, but it's very dark. I know, it's just a lot of sadness. It's like this was their peak. You know, it was to be honest, it was the start of the second chapter of AKB48, and just it filled with so much sadness. Just along how now they finally have this thing under control, you know, the concerts, everything going fine, the albums, the CDs, the sales. But then you see that the members themselves, they have a hard time staying in the group.
Yeah, I totally agree, Robin. I think this is my second favorite documentary by AKB. We get a lot of requests for Yuko's documentary. But I've gotten like 4 or 5. I would say that might be third in my list because it's also really powerful. But nothing really, like, you have to understand, like you said, AKB was at its peak. Now we're seeing the tumble down the hill, and you know, when you lose all these prominent members and you start seeing people get picked off out of AKB one by one through their own personal problems. You see the rise of Sashi here beginning. It's very powerful. It's historical, but it's also a real indication of, like, if I could connect this back to NGT's new single, what it means to be an idol. You know, it's in your face, brutal survival of the fittest stuff. And a lot of these girls do it to themselves. So, you know, you can't blame management entirely for putting them in that position, you know, but at the same time, there were some tremendously important moments in AKB's history that came out of this documentary, or at least the documentary gave light to. A must-watch for anyone. I cried more tears than probably the girls cried because it's so difficult to watch, as you said. But it's essential. So I mean, I'm glad we chose it to review.
All right. Well, we've been going long enough again for this episode.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm just saying. I know most of the idol stuff, so like I tribute to you guys too, idol stuff. So hi.
Anyway, you said it, and first of all, I know we do normally do is when the show is over, but what are you schedule-wise for next week, Derek? Because you had a tour coming up, right?
In December, yeah.
Oh, December. Okay, so you still have time for next week.
We're totally fine.
Cool.
Okay.
Then, how about next week's documentary? Or, well, next week review documentary then. What's the Oshima Yuko's called?
The time has come.
The time has come.
Time has
Yeah,
come.
you know what? Let's watch that. Let's watch that. I would say we've gotten a few requests for AK Bingo and doing that, so maybe we'll put that later down the line. I think it's good to start the documentaries like we were talking about before the show, Robin. But we did hear you, by the way, people that suggested that. So there was more than one of you. But I just think we're kind of wanting to do more of the big stuff. So Time Has Come would be really good. Also, yeah, I think doing this next documentary, what I'd like to ask the fans to do before, because we're going to watch it, if you guys want to do in the comments this week, let us know what were your moments in No Flower Without Rain. What were your moments in these documentaries? Because I want to know what affected you guys as well. We didn't have as much feedback in that like I wanted, but what were like the particular specific moments? Because that gives me something to talk to you about as well when you do the comments I can focus on too. So just something to bring up.
Okay, so we set then the next week's documentary.
Yep.
What are your recommendations for next week?
Yeah, actually,
Kea Bingo.
Kea Bingo maybe, or AK Bingo as well.
It's Kea Bingo.
AK Bingo's.
Yeah, AK Bingo is with the
AK Bingo football rush hour.
Yeah, but
Nice.
wait,
Nice.
is Kea Bingo back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh no, Nogi.
Bingo.
Sorry,
Nogi Bingo.
sorry, Nogi. Nogi.
I think that's very fast for Kea to be back. No,
I was gonna
Nogi.
say, yeah.
Nogi
I
Bingo.
gotta say, Nogi Bingo is not doing well. I would say it's not very.
The
great.
dinosaur episode was pretty funny though.
No, that was Nogizaka Under Construction, not Nogi Bingo.
Oh yeah, I get him confused.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
They're doing a thing like a pretend boyfriend thing tomorrow.
Yay.
That might be.
Maybe, I don't know. I did like Ariana Grande, Sakurai. So that would, that
Oh my
works,
God.
but still.
Last week was fun though, cause they're like, "Oh, I want this item so bad, please."
All right.
Does anyone else have a recommendation? I want to go last.
No,
before.
Kitakakanai was fun. They were the climax of the sports day, and
That was
so much fun.
I told you guys in the there was a question during the quiz.
Oh yeah.
And GNCX has been hammering down that I need to learn this word because I love this meal, and it's I'm gonna say it, negitama gyudon. And
gyudon.
And I really like that. I just love it, but the word sometimes escapes me. But the question was, the English word for beef bowl, what is it in Japanese? And I was like, I know it. So I yelled it out, just gyudon. Just funny stuff from on my side, a personal story. But it was a good episode, and I won't spoil who wins. But it's a fun episode. Sorry. It's getting late here.
You know, the Nemesis 16th gen again, I think.
Well, Nemesis 16 gen? Oh, okay, I'm gonna watch that
Oh,
right
that'll
away.
be fun.
Well,
That'll be fun.
16 gen doing great. Again on AK Bingo, she was funny again, talking about someone who was ripped.
Oh yeah.
There's a preview on Twitter of it though. Like Suki just dances amazing. So.
Yeah.
I hope Ameagari Subs will continue to do Nemosu. Thank you, by the way, for that, because we're sorely lacking on Nemosu subs. So it's really awesome that they're doing that. So thank you so much. Yeah, but go ahead. Can I go or?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah. Go.
Okay. So yeah, because I know we're like really far in time. I am putting on, this is not AKB related, but it's idol related, so I'm just going to plug it anyways. I am putting on a tour for the Japanese dark wave fusion band NECRONOMIDOL. They're 5 amazingly talented girls who I've all met. They're all really nice. And they're going to be coming over to America for a 5-date tour, along with my best friend's band Zeroski. They're doing the backing actual live band version of some of their songs, and they're going to be playing LA twice, and then San Francisco, Portland, and Seattle. I am in charge of the entire thing, from driving them everywhere to setting up the shows in LA, to just handling everything. So here's the thing. Josh mentioned this, and Josh Box on the news. Thank you so much, Josh, for the shout out. That means the world to me. But he said something that's very important. I want to echo here because I think it's important for what we're doing. Support idols. Even though we are all about AKB, I'm also really into the underground world of idols. They shouldn't be underground. They deserve just as much exposure, if not more, than AKB for some of the amazing and talented groups I've seen in the underground world. NECRONOMIDOL is definitely one of those groups. and you know, it's their first U.S. tour. So if you're in any of those areas, LA, Portland, Seattle, or San Francisco, come out to the show. We'll have links, I'm sure, in the description. Buy the tickets from those links, please, because I am handling all of that. We have an ultra VIP show in LA too that I have to mention. It's a little bit on the pricey side, but it's going to be an amazing experience. You get to play Junkin with the girls. There's going to be special fun, other surprises, tons of merch you'll get, and on top of that, you'll get a second show in addition to the one they're doing at the Whisky a Go-Go earlier that day. So definitely give it your support. Bringing them over has been a very momentous task, a lot of work, but they're idols. And if this goes well, this could also tell Japan, hey, bring more here. So that's why it's important. That's why I'm mentioning it. If you like idols, you like AKB, you should be at this show. Even if you don't like the music, be there and support, because it's all in the spirit of the idol culture.
If America was closer to the Netherlands, I would definitely come.
Yeah.
I know you would. I know. And I appreciate you saying that. Yeah, you're kind of close. You should come.
Yeah, I'm still recovering from Japan.
Oh, okay, yeah, right. Just come to Seattle, man. Ain't that far.
I'm not bailing, you know. I don't have that money.
No, yeah, he'll use his money up for his new toy.
Yep.
His beautiful iPhone 10.
Yeah.
That he could have used with, you know, taking pictures with those idols, but no, he had to use the better phone.
Yep.
And now he can't take pictures with the idols.
I need a better phone to take a picture with the idols, you know.
Yeah.
It lasted that long.
All right.
Anyways, that was my plug, so thank you.
Anything else, DX?
Nope, I'm fine.
Okay.
All right.
I'm getting sleepy because it's 1 o'clock in the morning over here. Thank you for watching this week's episode of 48 Talk. Hey, we'll see you next time. And this time, I'm not cutting off that Canadian guy, so take it away, dude.
Watashi no kirai demo AKB wa kirai de nai de kudasai.
All right.